Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Moore. That's my guy, Charles Jackson. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, broski? How you feeling, man?
You know, the Eagles won, man, over the weekend. People gonna say it look ugly. They gonna say it look ugly. But at the same time, we won the game. That's all I care about. Now we face a Rams team who I wanted to face. I didn't want to deal with the Vikings in that defense, even though the Rams just beat their ass. But I wanted to face the Rams, so we gonna smoke the Rams. I don't care what nobody say. We smoking them. We going to the NFC Championship game, and we gonna face the
Man, y'all
Lions.
better hope so. After that, the last couple of weeks of y'all offense look real bad.
You do know Jalen Hurts was not
Yeah, he
playing.
wasn't there, but last week when he did play, it didn't look that good. Saquon saved y'all once again.
Was that the game against Pittsburgh when he had to show them like I could throw the ball? Is that the game you're talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about last week. Last week he did not have a great game.
Oh yeah, I can admit that. But if I want
If
to be
it
that
look,
guy, if I want to be that guy and make excuses, I can make excuses and say he just came back off injury. He just came back from a
no, I'm
concussion,
just
so I can
saying, if
make
it
that
look like
injury. I
that,
can make that. I can make an excuse.
if it looked like that again, I don't know if y'all gonna beat the Rams. If y'all offense look like that, y'all better pray Saquon go for another 120 yards.
Honestly, Saquon could go for 100 no regardless. He could go for 100 regardless, so it don't matter to me. But let's get started on our Week 12 NBA Power Rankings. Since Charles started last week, I'll start this week. Not gonna lie, I would say the last three were the hardest ones, in my opinion. Everything
Yeah.
else was kind of cool, but the last three teams were the hardest to pick. So, at number 10, I got the Indiana Pacers. At number 9, I got the Detroit Pistons. At number 8, I got the Milwaukee Bucks. At number 7, I got the New York Knicks. At number 6, I got the Denver Nuggets. At number 5, I got the Boston Celtics. At number 4, I got the Memphis Grizzlies. At number 3, I got the Houston Rockets. At number 2, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. And at number 1, I got the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Wait, did you say the Knicks at all?
I said Knicks at 7.
Knicks at 7. You ain't got the
Yeah,
Bucks in that either.
I did. I had the Bucks at 8.
What number?
Damn, do you
At
not
8.
listen? Man, just there.
Come on, that's there.
Just
Well,
there.
for 10, I got the Atlanta Hawks. For 9, I got the Indiana Pacers. For 8, I got the Detroit Pistons. At 7, I got the Bucks. At 6, I got the Grizzlies. At 5, I got the Knicks. At 4, I got the Celtics. At 3, I got the Rockets. 2, I got the Cavs, and 1, the Thunder. Francisco, thanks, broski.
Bro, he got dreads now, bro. He got dreads. If you would have saw when he first popped in, I said, damn, he got dreads now. I swear to God, he got dreads. But no, though, the Hawks. I'm not upset at the Hawks. I'm not upset. I think you could just say the Pacers probably been playing just a little bit better basketball, or I feel like it's a toss-up. Like if you want to pick the Hawks, that's fine. If you want to pick the Pacers,
Yeah, I feel like
I ain't tripping.
the Nuggets, the Pacers, the Nuggets, the Hawks, like 10, 9, and 8 was super hard for me. I didn't know who to put where because the Pistons, Pacers, Hawks, and Nuggets, and even the Bucks, they all then basically played the same this week. I mean, I got the Pacers above the Hawks because I like the Pacers' schedule this week better. They played the Cavs twice and then the Warriors. And the Hawks, they played the Suns and the Bulls. So I felt like the Pacers' strength of schedule was better.
Okay, so one of the reasons the Hawks is they didn't play a game. It got postponed. It was
Mm-hmm.
a Saturday game. I forgot who they was. No, they were supposed to face the Rockets.
The
They were supposed to face the
Rockets.
Rockets on Saturday.
Mhm.
It got postponed because it snowed over there. So it's like it's kind of hard because I think you will probably say they only played 2 games this week, and it's like how can I gauge
No, they
really
played
2
3.
games? Oh, so
They
they
played
did
3.
play 3. Okay, so from Thursday. Okay, so they were supposed to play 4 from when we started.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my fault then. That's my fault. But definitely the Clippers. I was gonna put the Clippers in there, but they did only play 2 games. They only played 2 games this week. So I said I really can't gauge them, honestly. Yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah, they played the Suns twice, and then they beat the Bulls, which is crazy because the Bulls had a
No, they
healthy
had no
team.
Jalen Johnson, no Trey, and they
No
still
DeAndre
beat them.
Hunter. No
Yeah,
DeAndre
no
Hunter
Hunter.
either.
Yeah.
They called them out too. The Bull, Kobe White and Vucevic, they called the team out. Basically, they, you know, get your shit together. Like we supposed to beat them. He didn't say obviously. You're not
Yeah.
gonna say we supposed to beat a team with no Trey and all them, but he called the team out, and I don't blame him. Like, bro, because they lost 3 straight. Because they lost to the Kings, they lost to the Pelicans. You're not supposed to lose to them,
Yeah,
and
you're
then you
not
lose
supposed to
to the
lose to them.
Hawks with basically nobody.
Hmm.
So I don't blame him for calling them out. But the Hawks
And
in there,
now,
I have no
now,
problem.
can you blame me for taking every team over the Bulls now when we do our pickems?
No, I don't, because the Bulls still like. I mean, did I pick the Hawks? I think I probably did pick the Hawks in the Pickems against
But
the
we didn't
Bulls.
know Trey
But
wasn't gonna play.
that's true. That's true though. But my thing is, you be picking them over the Wizards. It's like, bruh, it's the Wizards. Like,
They
come
lost to the
on.
Pelicans. Come on now, G.
Did Zion play that game?
I don't
Or
think
did
so. I don't think he did.
I think he did? I don't know. Let me check real quick. Let me check. But it's like, bruh, you'll pick them over the Pelicans. Not good. The Wizards, not good. It's like, come on, bro. Like, you can't be that petty. You can't be that petty.
They
You
can't be
and
that
didn't you
but.
just say last week you're more of a Bulls fan? Didn't you say that?
Yeah, because that's my hometown. I mean, they
Okay,
still
Zion did
suck.
play. They
They
Zion had
still suck.
21, 7, and 9. So they lost that game. And Trey Murphy had 32. So technically, outside of Brandon Ingram and Herb Jones, they were healthy. But you're still
Yeah.
not supposed to lose to that team. I don't care what nobody. You're not supposed to lose to the Pelicans. You're not supposed to lose to the Pelicans. So yeah, but you're right though. 8 through 10 was like the hardest. I knew the Pistons were gonna be in there. I didn't know where to place them. That was my thing. I didn't know where I was gonna place them because I said, okay, they've been playing better than the Pacers, but I don't think they're really 10th. They're probably not 8th. So I was like, they should be at least 9. The Bucks have been playing good. The Knicks is crazy because the Knicks just lost to the Pistons, and K had a master play.
Amazing. Amazing
Oh,
game.
he scored
I mean,
18 points in that
I got
third quarter.
I got the Pistons at 8 because if you look at it, bro, they only lost 1 game since January started. So it's like in my eyes, they've been playing better than the Pacers. So and then they what are they 2-1 this week. They lost to the Warriors, but they beat the Knicks and the Raptors. So like that Knicks win um that moved me over the Pacers and the Hawks. Now, if the Hawks would have, not the Hawks, the Pacers would have beat the Cavs twice this week, I would have moved them up. I probably would have moved them up to like 7, probably.
Yeah, because I think they were on like a 4-game winning streak at that moment. You beat the Cavs. That was a great win. That snapped the
Hmm.
streak. That snapped their, I think it was 13-game winning streak. I think at that time they snapped that. And then Tyrese doesn't play and they lose in Indiana, I think. I think they lost in Indiana. So I was like, I'm not upset at it. Wait, where did you have the Pacers? Where'd you have them at?
I had them at 9. 9.
Okay, I mean
Nah,
I
the
had
Hawks
them
at
at
10.
10. I had them at 10. Where you had the Nuggets where?
I don't even have the Nuggets on here.
Oh wow. Okay, I thought you had the Nuggets. I swear I
No,
thought I
I
heard the
don't.
Nuggets. Oh, okay, my bad then. Wow.
No,
Okay.
I don't even have the Nuggets on here.
How come the
I
Nuggets didn't
mean,
make it?
if you look at the Nuggets are, let me go back to their schedule real quick.
Well, they beat the Nets, beat the Mavs twice, then lost to the Rockets last night.
Yeah, so it's like that one because what are they on the week? They're 2-2, right? Because they have 4 games, right?
That'd be 3-1.
They 3-1 on a week,
Beat the
but they
Nets,
play.
beat the Mavericks twice, then lost to the Rockets last night.
Yeah, so like them Mavericks wins, like that's I don't even think I think Kyrie play? No, Kyrie played like what one
Kyrie
game, didn't
played one of the games
he? Yeah,
against
one
the
of the
Knicks.
games. Yeah, he played one. So like you beat a weak Mavs team, well, a powerless Mavs team, and then you beat the Nets. Everybody's supposed to beat the Nets, and then you lost to the Rockets. So it's like that strength of schedule wasn't that good this week. And I like the Pacers strength of schedule, the Hawks, the Pistons, even the Grizzlies. They all had better strength of schedule. So I didn't even put them on them.
I mean, credit though, even though these are teams you're supposed to beat, I feel like Nikola Jokic, Russell Westbrook, and even Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray has really stepped his play up, and they've been doing their job though. You're supposed to beat these weak teams because I mean, if you didn't have them on there, period, but it's like if they lose to the Mavericks, I probably don't even put them on there. But I did reward them for basically doing their job. Like
Job.
you're supposed to beat the Mavericks twice because in that first game they was down by like 20 and then they just came
And
back.
they came back.
That's
Yep.
just pure talent. That's just we just got better players than y'all. We just got better players. And then
Mm-hmm.
the next game they just really whooped on the Mavericks. They just really whooped on them. And then you beat the Nets. We're just better than you guys. And then the Rockets showed out, and then we'll get probably more into that later. But you lost to the Rockets. Rockets, if you want to say they're a better team, that's fine. I'm not gonna argue. Or if they're evenly matched, that's cool. But I mean, I rewarded them for basically doing their job. Like you're
Where you got
supposed
the
to beat these.
where you got the Celtics at?
I got them boys at 5.
You got them at 5.
Losing to the
They
Raptors
was
is crazy.
yeah, G like ranking them was hard for me too, because it's like
It
they
wasn't for me.
can't drop past the 5. They can't drop
They
past
can.
5, but I don't. I didn't want to. They not in the top 3 for sure. But I'm like, I can't drop them past 5 because even though that they did lose to the Raptors and they lost to the
Yes.
Kings by 17 with no De'Aaron Fox.
And they got smoked by the Mavericks.
Um, and then you only beat the Pelicans by 1. Like it was a tough week, but the Celtics are still the Celtics, bro. They still the Celtics. I think they just in chill mode right now. They're not really fired up right now.
I mean, I had the Grizzlies at 4. You can argue the Grizzlies played better than them in that stretch. You can argue it because I had the Grizzlies at 4, and Grizzlies lost to the Rockets twice. You know that is what it is.
Those close. They was close games though.
They were close games. You smacked the Spurs, and then you beat the Timberwolves. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the Timberwolves. We don't think highly of the Timberwolves right now, at least. But 2-2 is better than 1-2.
1-3.
That was one and
No, they
two.
went 1-2. 1-2. Yeah, 1-2. My fault. 1-2.
So I mean, you can argue it, but I was like, losing to the Raptors, like that's a free W coupon. You guys have to beat the Raptors. I don't care. And then nobody on that team had a good game. Nobody played good.
And
So I
even
say, y'all, this is probably the first time ever I dropped them out of the top 5.
and even though the Kings had no De'Aaron Fox and most of their team was healthy, y'all team was fully healthy. And if they don't have any De'Aaron Fox, y'all supposed to beat them. He's the head of the ship. And if he's going, you're supposed to take advantage of it. And they didn't at all.
Well, Sabonis had a masterclass though. He had masterclass. What am I supposed to do with that? Like I'm looking at it now. Jayson Tatum -11, Porzingis -8, Drew Holiday a -18, Derek White -9. Bro, everybody was a minus. The only person that was somewhat close was Al Horford with a -1. Everybody was a minus. So they was basically everybody was getting beat down when they was on the court. So how can I keep you in the top 4 when? And I know the Kings they were on like a 7-6 game winning streak at that moment, but I feel like the Celtics are just better than them.
They
So
are.
we expected them to win. Like I'm gonna go back to it. What was the spread? The spread they were supposed to beat them. The spread was they was according to this they were supposed to beat about 13. So they basically said y'all
And they
supposed
got
to
beat by
win.
13.
Yeah, basically. So no, and then you, like you said, you barely beat the Pelicans. I don't care if Zion is there. That's a free W coupon. You should not be in a battle with the Pelicans. They probably didn't think nothing of this matchup. They said, Man, it's the Pelicans. We ain't gonna be serious. Then it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like, in 2K getting close, you gotta stand up. That's what they had to do. Like, you're not supposed to be in a battle. And like, honestly, no one really played good this game. Like, if we're being honest, like, if you want to say Tatum, that's fine, but no one still played good. Honestly, in this week, they haven't really played good. They haven't.
No,
They
they haven't.
haven't played like Boston. So I had to put him at 5. Hey man, them Houston Rockets, man. Them Houston
Hey,
Rockets.
they've been killing the last couple of weeks, but even though they've been killing, I still don't trust them in the playoffs. Like now, if they get Jimmy, okay, cool. But as of right now, I can see them making it past the first round. But that second round, I think they're gonna get bounced. They look really good though. Jalen Green has
Well,
been consistent as of late.
I mean, if they get bounced in the second round, at least for me, I'm not gonna say, "Oh my god, how could y'all lose in the second round?"
Oh no, no, no! I'm congratulating them.
So I mean, if they can't get to the second round, I think that's improvement. Not improvement. You exceeding expectations. Y'all already exceeding expectations.
Mhm.
Y'all 27-12. Y'all second in the West. So you already exceeding expectation. Then if they make it to the final, not the finals, the first win in the first round, who would have thought that at the beginning of the year? I don't think a lot of people. So
Nah, I don't think a lot of people had them this high.
I
But
didn't. I mean, it was a hot take, but I didn't.
I mean, because if we being honest, Amin Thompson has been a bright spot for them. He has been a really bright spot for them. Without his consistency and his rebounding and defense, I don't think this Rockets team would be what they are. If we being honest, because they
No,
really they
nah,
defenders are him, Tyree Eason.
I'm not letting you
Um,
get away with this. Give
you
that
think you
boy
think
Jay Green his credit. Nope. Give him
dog?
his credit. Give him his credit. People in the chat, put Jalen Green in the comments. Give Jalen Green his credit. Don't be petty
Dog,
today. Don't be petty.
dog. The big
So Jalen
reason why
Green ain't
they
been killing? Okay.
Dog, the big reason why they record is the way it is because of their defense. And you telling me Jalen Green has been a big part of that? Offensive wise, he has. I'm not discrediting that. I'm giving him all his flowers. He has been consistent as of late. But their defense is the reason why they're second in the West right now. And that's all due to Amin Thompson, Dylan Brooks, Tari Eason, and all those big bodies that
Tari
they got
Eason
over
ain't
there.
been playing, so I can't count him.
I mean, he started the season though.
But we're right now though. Why they been going on this run recently though?
Man Thompson and Jalen
He
Green have
he
stepped up
plays a
their play.
part. He plays a part. And thank you for giving Jalen Green his credit. Because you tried to not give him his credit. Give that
That's
boy
not
his
true,
credit. I
dog.
know you don't like the dude. I know you don't like him. But Jalen Green in the month of January is averaging 30 points per game.
Bro, I have nothing against Jalen Green.
You
I've
called him
I've
you called him Jordan Clarkson. Like, what are we talking
because he
about?
is. Am I lying? You agreed to it.
That's disrespectful though.
It's not. So Jordan Clarkson's a bad player?
He's okay. But Jalen Green's better than him. Stop it. He's better than him. He's
He's a
better.
more athletic Jordan Clarkson.
No, you could have gave him any other score, but Jordan Clarkson is where it's like, yeah, that's Jordan Clarkson. No, give
Bro.
that boy. You could have named any other score ever. You could have named any other score,
But
but you said
regardless,
Jalen Green. But you said
but
Jordan
regardless,
Clarkson.
him being consistent and Amin Thompson stepping up his play, and then also their bench play is a big reason why the Rockets are 27-12.
Hey man, I think we can end it off here. OKC. They smacked the Knicks, man. They said, man, we lost to the Cavs, and they smacked them boys in the Garden. They smacked them.
Yeah.
Ain't done. They smacked them, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, I feel like they can, bro. They can really beat. They can honestly probably beat anybody. Like, if they're at full strength, they can really beat anybody. Like,
Yeah,
they
I'm
are
interested.
smacking people.
I'm interested though how the team's gonna be now that Hardenstein is injured. He's supposed to
Yeah.
be reevaluated in like a week, but
Mhm.
Chet's supposed to be coming back too. So Chet might be back in the next week or two. He's been ramping it up.
Yeah.
But he might
I
be
got
back in the next week or two. So
until I see a notification. He out. He out indefinitely in my eyes.
now they say he's
Man
been
broke
ramping
a
it up.
hip. He broke a
They
hip.
said They said he been ramping it up.
But we in
Um,
mid-January. So
yeah,
probably
he gonna be
sometime
back before All Star. He's gonna be back before All Star.
that's in like that's in a month. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's
in a
gonna be
month.
back
Yeah,
before
that's
then.
a because All Stars like I think it's February 16th. I
Yeah, it's like
think
the
so.
second week of February.
Yeah, yeah. So that would be so that's a month from now. Okay, that's I'm not upset at that.
Yeah, he'll
I'm
be
not.
back.
But yeah, man, I'm like, man, they smacking the Knicks right now. It's like the Knicks can't do nothing. But OKC, hey man, they do what they supposed to do. They do what they
Hmm.
supposed to do. They are smacking teams. But that is it for our NBA power rankings. Let's get to our takeaways. And if anybody in the chat want to give a takeaway of the week or a player that went crazy this past week, just put them in the chat and we'll react to it. But you can start. Who who is your
Uh,
takeaway?
well, one of my takeaways, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Remember we did our awards again. I'm not gonna
Yes.
lie. I think Malik Beasley has to be sixth man of the year now. Malik Beasley has been killing for the Detroit Pistons. The reason why they beat the Knicks is because of him. And that fourth quarter, Malik Beasley hit some two clutch threes. And he's been doing it all season, though. It ain't like it's just been a game here, a game there. He's been doing it all season. I'm not gonna lie, I might have to put him in my sixth man of the year now. Peyton Pritchard, he's took his foot off the gas pedal just a little bit, but yeah, I'm going full thought on Malik Beasley now, bro. Because without him, they wouldn't even be number 7 right now in the East.
Damn, they're about to die from water. But now though, Malik Beasley, hey, give him his credit. Give Malik Beasley his credit.
Is this his contract yet?
No, well, yeah, technically he signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah, because every contract year he has, he kills. Because what was that when he was with was it with the Lakers? He was killing.
Hell no, he was
Before,
trash.
no, before who was he with before he got to the Lakers? Was it the Bucks?
He was on the Nuggets. He was on the Nuggets.
He
Then
got
he got
traded
traded. He signed with the Nuggets, and they traded him to Timberwolves. Then the Timberwolves trading Lakers.
to the Lakers. But yeah, every
Malik
contract
Beasley,
year that
he
boy make
deserved.
believes he kills.
Should he be in the 6-man conversation? I'm not upset at that. I'm still going with Peyton Pritchard. But Malik Beasley, I'm not upset at it. Can we talk about Darius Garland 40 ball against the Raptors though?
Yeah. Hey man, this is what we've been waiting on from Darius Garland. I feel like Darius Garland is back to his all-star year. Whatever Kenny Atkinson did, I don't know, because the offense doesn't really look different per se. I don't know if Kenny Atkinson just, he gave Darius Garland that confidence. I don't know if JB Bickerstaff really gave Darius Garland that confidence. I think it was more so of this is Donovan's team and Donovan's gonna lead us. But I feel like with Kenny Atkinson, it's both of y'all. It's a whole team. Like ain't one person above the other. So now I feel like that gave Darius Garland confidence, and he's been playing like an all-star.
I said that. I said it's just that's why I don't think they have to depend on Donovan Mitchell, at least in the regular season. Now, when it gets to playoffs, you're gonna have to depend on Donovan Mitchell to probably give you at least 28, probably most likely. But in the regular season, anybody can go off. Darius Garland, like you just said, he's probably back to his all-star year. Donovan Mitchell, he ain't this scoring superstar guard no more, but he's still really good, and he doesn't have to go crazy like he used to. Like, I mean, it's a team effort now. It's not just Donovan Mitchell. You're the guy, Darius
Take us to the
Garland.
promised
You're
land.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take us to the promised land. Darius Garland, you're good, but we know this Donovan team. Now it's everybody's team. And Darius Garland, you got to give him his credit. He 40 points, 9 assists with plus 18 on the court. I know it's the
Yeah, he was
Raptors, but
killing.
at the end of the day, the man was going crazy. And he's very efficient. 14 for 22. Very efficient. So give Darius Garland his credit. Like Darius Garland overall just has been really good this
He
year.
needs to keep this up, though. He needs to keep this up. I'm not saying the 40 balls, but the consistent and efficient efforts every single night. We need that. The Cavs need that if they want to make it far, or if they at least want to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Uh, takeaways. Let's talk about that. Your boy Jalen Green. How he dropped the 40 ball on the Grizzlies. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. He was hitting some tough shots that game. I'm sitting here. This is why I call him Jordan Clarkson, bro. Because they have the same type of shot selection, bro. They take the same type of shots. They're tough shot makers. He's just more athletic. But he was hitting some amazing shots. Bro, he hit like a step back three in the corner over two people, got the foul. I said, dang, since when you start doing this? And then, a man chipped in with his 19 and 13. Sengun chipped in with his 17, 8, and 5. And Cam chipped in with his 16 minutes. And ever since
That's
Cam,
Jalen Green though.
yeah,
Like
no,
he's the reason, at least in that
they
game.
wouldn't win
At
that
least in
game.
that.
Yeah, and without him, they wouldn't win that game. But ever since Cam Whitmore, said that in the interview about his minutes, he's been getting mid-20s. He's been getting at least 20 plus now, and he's been producing.
But it's gonna be so bad when Jabari come back, and we probably will never see Cam ever again. And that sucks.
Unless they trade him.
I mean, you said you would keep him. You said you'd keep him.
So. Yeah, I'll keep him. Me personally, I'll keep him. I'll trade the others. But Ja had a good game too. Ja had 29. Desmond Bane had 25. It was a good game. I liked both games that week. Was a really good game.
Yeah, and then Jalen Green gave the Nuggets another 34 and had a nasty dunk on Dario Saric. Bruh, Jalen Green, the problem with him is he's just inconsistent. Like, if we could get this Jalen Green all the time, I ain't gonna lie. The Rockets, Jalen Green, he wouldn't be in trade talks and we wouldn't have to think twice of, should we trade Jalen Green? Nope. He's the guy. He's the guy. And maybe this is what they envisioned when he came out of was it the Ignite or OTE?
Jalen Green's with Ignite.
So Ignite. This is the guy. So I know it's taken this is year 4. It's taking a minute. But hey, we could get this type of Jalen Green. The Rockets are dangerous.
I don't think he can be your number 1 though. I could see him as your number 2 or your number 3 on the championship team, but I don't see him as a number 1.
The thing with Jalen Green is that he is MJ a couple of games and then he chucks 10 threes in a row.
Yeah, it's that consistency. It's the consistency. That's really what you're looking for with him. It's just because if, like you said, if he could put those 25 plus games or 30 ball games together and string them along, then people would look at him like Cade, like how they look at Cade or LaMelo or all these other players that's in his age group.
The Rockets are 9-1 when Ben Thompson's in the starting lineup. He averages 16, 10, 3 assists, basically 2 steals and 2 blocks on 61% true shooting. And somebody who I watched on Pick Aside, shout out to Riv, he said Amin and Jalen Green might be a top 5 backcourt next year.
Amin and Jalen Green might be a top 5 backcourt next year.
Do you agree with that? Or is that not far-fetched?
It's not far-fetched, but it depends on Amin Thompson's offensive game, how it evolves. Because he's uber athletic. He has a hand, he has everything. The only thing we missing is the 3-point shot, is the jump shot. That's literally all we missing. And then next year, if you think about it, they could start him at point, put Jalen at the 2. That's not a bad backcourt at all. But top 5, I don't know top 5 though.
What we gonna do with Reece Shepherd then?
He's gonna have to come off the bench. He's gonna have to come off the bench.
I mean, crazy.
But we said this draft was full of role players anyway, so there wasn't really any superstars in this draft for real. I think the only one that's really that you could say has all-star potential is probably Castle and Alex Sarr probably, but other than that, I don't really see any bunch of role players.
What about Edey? Nah.
He's a serviceable starting big, but I don't really see all-star or star.
Let's talk about it. K 36 points against the Knicks, had 18 points in the third quarter. And the crazy thing is, he was in foul trouble. I think he picked up like I want to say his fourth foul at the end of the
In the
second
third.
quarter. I thought it was no, because I know he went to the bench. Like it was like a minute something left. And I don't know if that was his fourth foul or that was his third, but it
It
don't
was his
matter.
third.
Okay, my bad then. So his third foul at the end of the second. So you would think the Knicks would try to hunt him and try to get him in foul trouble. They didn't. They did because he got his fourth foul, but for a guy to say, okay, I got 4 fouls, they probably gonna come at me, and to never foul out the rest of the game and to score 18 points very efficiently in that third quarter, it tells me a lot, man. He's an
And
he's
then
an
he scored.
all-star.
And then he scored 11 in the fourth. So man, you know I've been high on K for forever. I thought the Pistons this year was gonna be like this last year. I was just a year too late. But I think in the month of January, what's K? I wrote it down. K's
In the month of
averaging.
January,
Uh, yeah, he's averaging. Yeah, why I put it at? I think he's averaging like 26. It's like 26, like 8 and 6 or something like that. Man, why did I write it
I
down,
can
man?
check it. I can check it real quick.
But yeah, he's been amazing for them. And I knew the
No,
Pistons
you,
were still gonna have. I
no,
knew.
you right though. 26. He's averaging 26, 8 assists, 6 boards, shooting 50% from the field, 45%
Yeah.
from the three.
And
So you right. You right.
Even with Jaden Ivey going, I knew the Pistons were still gonna have team success because that means the ball is gonna be in K's hands more. And then on top of that, because the Pistons they have a solid roster, so now more guys get to play. Um, and then now other guys have to step up. So guys like Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway, Asor, Ron Holland, all of them have to step up now, and they have. So credit to them.
Hey, K said, man, I don't need no superstar. Just give me some shooters. That's all I need. Just give me some damn shooters. And I'm telling y'all, it's going to work out. And that's exactly what they did, man. What are they? They are 22. They have 22 wins. They
Yep,
have 21 and 19.
they could
They
realistically jump to 5. I think either 4 or 5. I looked at it last night. They could
yeah,
realistically jump.
they're only literally a game out of the 5th seed. So yeah, they could. And honestly they're basically a game and a half out of 4th. So they could
Bro,
possibly host a playoff series.
Bro, I remember when before the season started, people was giving me all that BS because I said the Pistons was gonna be good this year. And now the Pistons are good. Now everybody want to jump on the bandwagon.
I think a lot of people just like Cade. Like a lot of people love him. I've been seeing that a lot. They love Cade. I don't know what it is. And I mean, I like Cade. I like Cade. I don't love him like you do, but I like Cade. I think he's a really good player, but I feel like just the NBA discourse, they just love him. And it's like, people just like, we've been telling y'all he good. It's just he been hurting. The team sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's really all it is. He good, the
Yeah.
team bad.
I love his game. I've been watching him. I've been watching him since high school. I remember seeing him when he wasn't the number one player in the country to becoming the number one player in the country. I just loved his development throughout the years.
They say he like Luka. They say he the black Luka, low key instead of Shea. I know I said Shea last week, but they say he more like Luka.
Yeah,
Just
he
a black
played more
person.
like Luka. Yeah, he played more like Luka than Shea do.
Let's talk about Scoot Henderson with a 39-point ball. I know it's the Nets, but Scoot Henderson, hey man, he was on fire that game, bro.
Bro,
He
he was like
was
8 for
on.
8 from 3 before he missed.
Yeah, he's 8 for 10 from 3. I'm like, damn, Scoot. I'm like,
This is the Scoot that they wanted. This is the Scoot that they thought they was gonna get on day one. If Scoot was playing like this, bro, Anthony Simons would have already been traded. He would have been in the starting lineup, and it would have been his team. But to be honest, it don't even look like his team. It looked like Shaden Sharp team to me.
Shay Sharp been the most consistent player, low key.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, it's like I think they want to get rid of. I don't say they want to get rid of Anthony Simons. I think they probably haven't gotten the package deals they want. Scoot Henderson is still a project. He did give us this great game, but we still don't know. Shaden Sharp, I think they kind of know what Shaden Sharp is, but can he be
Hmm.
like that guy? I don't think so. I don't think he could be the guy. I think he could be a good player, just not the guy. Maybe not even your second best, but definitely could be your third best player on the team, on the championship team, potentially. But they don't know yet. I got a question. If Dylan Harper is there, the Blazers, they're up there. Do they still draft him with all these guards they got still here with Shade Sharp, Simons, and Scoot? Do you still draft Dylan Harper?
I mean, well, at that point, yes, you do, because he's the best available. And you can't let a talent like that walk regardless of how many. That's like with the whole Kings and Luca thing. The Kings didn't want Luca because they already had De'Aaron Fox. But it's like, bro, just draft Luca. Imagine if they would have had Luca by now. But yeah, I think they still draft Dylan Harper. One thing I don't get though, what is Chauncey Billups on with DeAndre Ayton? Bro, I don't think DeAndre Ayton, I don't remember the last time he played 30 minutes. Him and
Listen.
Klingen have been splitting minutes. It's been like I think Ayton probably get like 24 and Klingen would get like 20 something the rest basically.
He played 35 against the Pistons on the 6. Yeah, 18 and 11.
But for the most part, he don't really touch 30 minutes no more.
Yeah, the
I
last three
don't
games
know.
he hasn't touched 30.
I don't know if Chauncey Billups doesn't rock with his motor. I don't know what it is. But now Kling is hurt, so he has to play more minutes now. But I don't know if he's in a doghouse or what. But Chauncey Billups and Aiden, they ain't rocking together. Do they
This
trade
team,
Aiden?
well, would I trade DeAndre Ayton?
Because
Probably not.
bro, a former a former top pick getting traded like that back to forth.
Maybe not at the trade deadline, but I could see him leaving. I could see them trading him in the offseason. Bro, I mean, they already in rebuild, but I think they just gonna clean house, bro. I think this is it. Like, I think this is it. I think Simons most likely gets moved. I think they're not trading none of these guys by the trade deadline. I think all this is going down in the offseason.
No season.
They're gonna be bad again. Like you said, if Dylan Harper is there, you draft him. Ace Bailey, you draft him. Whatever. Shaden Sharp, we know what he is. Simons, I think it's finally time to get off of him. DeAndre Ayton, like you said, might be the motor. I mean,
Jeremy
he's still a
Grant.
good player. Man, I don't know who want that contract though. That's the thing. I don't know who want that contract, and I think that's a reason
Brooklyn
why
can
he
take it.
hasn't been moved.
Brooklyn can take it.
According to Brooklyn, they don't want to take no long term contracts. I don't blame them.
Mm.
I ain't trying to stay with these long term contracts. I'm trying to basically get short term contracts and be bad. I don't want to be bad and still have this long. No, I'm not trying to do all that. So I can see them trading him in the offseason. And like I said, when we talked about like our coaches, I think Chauncey Billups will not be there. I think this is it. I think they're gonna get a new coach and get somebody else. I mean, they just haven't and yes, injuries. Yes, I get it, but I feel like we still haven't seen anything. Like we still haven't. Even with Cade been hurt, and we seen no improvement. I still ain't seen no improvement from the Blazers. They're still bad.
Nah, it's still but yeah.
So this might be it for Chauncey Billups, and it sucks, but I mean it's bad.
I
But
still think
hey,
he's a good coach. I still think he's a good coach. I don't think he necessarily needs a young team. I think he needs a established veteran team to really show what he's made of. Because with young guys, you gotta get them to listen. You gotta get them to buy in. If you got a veteran team, they gonna buy in regardless.
and
Especially
I
if you got
mean
respect for the coach.
even when he got there, he got there. He was supposed to have Dame, CJ, Nurkic was still good, back then. But it's like, I think they traded CJ. I think the next year. I don't think it was the first year he got there. I don't think not. Somebody check that for me, but I don't think that was the. I don't think CJ was there. I think he was. I think he got traded the next year. Dame was hurt. He had that abdomen injury, and then think during his third year with the team, Dame gets hurt. I mean, Dame asks for a trade. So now you really got a young team, and it's like, what can I do with this? Like, the team is bad. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. What do you expect from me? So it is what it is.
Another takeaway I got, Trey 43 against the Suns. He was literally doing whatever he wanted. They could not stop him. They couldn't hold him. Nothing, bro. I say in one play, what did he do? I forgot what move he did, but he ball faked Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal did a whole 360. Then he shot in his face. And then he shot in his face. I said, yeah, bro, this Trey night. I think he had like 20 points, bro. And I don't want to say the first quarter, but in the first half for sure.
I saw that. Trae Young, in my opinion, will be an all-star. I think he deserves it. He got this team, and I thought but the team is still mid. I'm not gonna lie, they still are mid, but I feel like they're better than a lot of what we thought.
They better than what I thought, for sure.
Yes, they are better than what we thought, and I think Quinn Snyder is showing why he is a good coach, because he was a good coach when he was on the Jazz. He had good players, and now with the Hawks, he's still showing why he is still a good coach. But Trae Young has been one of the most you can arguably say a top 5 point guard this year. You can really say he's been a top 5 point guard. Like, still scoring, not as much as he used to, but the assists, man, he's averaging 12 assists per game. That is really good, especially now. Like, you don't see a lot of people just averaging 12 assists like that. It doesn't happen. Because I think I saw it on Instagram. It said that I think the last time somebody averaged 12 was John Stockton. So that was back in 1990 something. Mind you, we're in 2025 now. So it's like, that's a long time.
30 years, yeah.
So, hey, man, Trae Young been on one. Trae Young, you my guy. That's my guy, man. He been really good.
Had a good game.
He had 2020 game. 2020 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2020 game. Who else I got? Let's talk about Paolo's return. He dropped 34, 7 and 3 against the Bucks. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't expect 34. I didn't expect all that. I didn't expect all that.
Especially your first game back. Usually your first game back, you gotta pick it up. You're slow dragging, you gotta get back used to playing in the NBA. But he came out there going crazy. I mean, granted, Giannis had 41 though. He had 41 and 14. So,
I mean, and Paolo only played 27 minutes. They did say he was going to be on men's restriction, but very efficient. 11 for 21 on 34 points. He was 7 for 10 from the free throw line, and he was 5 from 8 from the 3. Hey, once Paolo get that 3 going consistently,
yeah, he gonna be dangerous. Yeah, he gonna be dangerous, bro. Because how you gonna stop him? He got a mid range, he got a post game, and then now you add the 3.
They say he's
younger Melo.
He's Carmelo. Yep, that's exactly what I was about to say. He's a younger Melo, and I definitely see it, man. I'm glad Paolo back, man. Then Franz, I saw he's ramping his conditioning up, so they're getting healthy. I don't know when Jalen Suggs. I think last week you said there's no timetable for his return, so I don't know when he's supposed to come back. But Franz is supposed to come back, so so slowly they're getting healthy. But Magic are still a good team. Honestly, I don't have another takeaway.
No, I don't have no more takeaways either.
All right, so that is it for our takeaways of the week. I actually want to ask you something. It's not a blinding ranking. It's not like a trivia, but where do you think Mikal Bridges is ranked in minutes per game this year?
Top 5 for sure.
Where do you think Josh Hart is in minutes per game?
Top 5 for sure. Or
basically, where do you think the whole Knicks starting 5 is in minutes per game?
Well, I don't think Cat probably not in the top 10, and Brunson, they all probably low key in the top 10, probably besides Cat.
I'm gonna read you this. Mikal Bridges is number 1 in minutes number 1 in total minutes at 1,500. Josh Hart is number 2 at 1,500. OG Anunoby is number 3 at 1,400, and is number 4 Brunson is number 5 at 1,300. Tyrese Halliburton is number 6, 1,300. Tyler Hero is number 7, 1,300. De'Aaron Fox is number 8 with 1,300. Pascal Siakam is number 9 with 1,300. And Cat is at number 10 with 1,300. So I want to ask you this. With the Knicks basically having their whole start 5 in the top 10 in total minutes per game, is this bad for them and could this hurt them in the long term?
They gonna burn out. Yes, bro, they gonna burn out. You got them playing this many minutes. Bro, what's one thing that we always see from a Tom Thibodeau team, bro? They burn out in the playoffs. Every single time they burn out. And then we've already seen you keep playing your players these many minutes. Look what happened to D Rose. They get hurt. All right, bro, you gotta cut these minutes down. Especially, it's a long season. We still got it's about 37 games played now. So we still got
halfway. Yeah, we
still got 40-something games left. And you playing, bro, you can't keep this up all season. They're gonna burn out by the playoffs. They might get you past the first round, but after that, they're gonna be burnt out. They playing all these minutes.
I'm more surprised there's 3 of them in the top 3 than 5 in the top 10. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah. You have your top 3 players are in total minutes per game. Total minutes per game, but then Brunson is number 5 and then Cat is number 10. I agree with you 100%. This is going to hurt them in the long term because that's what happened in the playoffs last year. They burnt out. It happened, but Jalen Brunson, he just hurt his hand at the end of the game, so I don't count that being burnt out. But I do think OG Anunoby playing all the minutes, that's why he hurt his hamstring. He tried to go, he hit that one shot, never came back in the game in that game 7. I think that's what happens when you play all these guys all these minutes. Like, there should be no reason why. And Mikal Bridges, I get it. He don't miss no games. He don't get hurt and he don't miss some games. But to basically, well, obviously this was on Tuesday, so Wednesday. So really now, honestly, Mikal, Josh Hart, OG have all played 1,500 minutes. So that's a lot, and that's going to hurt them. And that could stop them from basically even making the conference finals and potentially winning a championship.
And these are your most key players. OG, Mikal, Josh Hart. That's your defense. That's your rebounding. Right there. You lose. If they lose Josh Hart, if they lose one of those 3 or 2 out of those 3, they in trouble, bro. They in trouble. I mean, you could probably replace one of them with McBride, but that's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it.
Say I don't think so. I don't think you replace none of them for what they do. I don't think so. Because Josh Hart, he brings the effort, he brings the defense, he brings the rebounding, even the passing. He brings all of that. OG, he brings the defense, he brings the 3-point shooter, he brings all of that. Mikal Bridges, he brings the third scoring option, he brings the defense, he brings all that. And I know you said McBride, but it's like, who gonna replace that on their bench? That bench is not good. That's why Thibodeau be playing all these minutes for them. And like you said, he's going to play his guys. Like he's going to play. He likes to play the veterans and the sure guys that's going to play. He's not gonna this rookie. He should. No, he ain't doing all that. He gonna play his guys.
You gotta be like crazy, stupid good if you a rookie and you want to play on the Tom Thibodeau.
I just wanted because when I saw it, I was like, "Damn, Mikal." I'm not surprised Mikal number 1. I'm just surprised it's just 3 of them in the top 3. That's what I'm.
They whole starting 5 in the top 10. That's what I'm surprised about. I wouldn't be surprised if like Josh Hart or Mikal was in there, well, and probably OG, but in the top, all your whole starting 5s in the top 10. That ain't good, bro.
I ain't gonna lie though. I'm about to go look now. OG, man, we know I don't want you say injury prone, but he a guy like you kind of need him. And if he gets hurt,
they definitely
that might be it.
Because who's gonna stick Paolo? Who's gonna stick Jayson Tatum? Who's gonna stick all these other, all the best player on the other team, on the opposing team?
Okay, so Jalen Brunson averaging 35 a game. Cat averages 34. Yeah, this is minutes. 34 a game. Mikal averages 39, so basically 40.
The whole game.
Yeah, damn near the whole game. Damn near the whole game. OG averages 36 and Josh Hart averages 37. Then the next guy is McBride with 23.
Yeah, bro.
What?
That's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. And
And
the thing is with Tibbs, they are one loss away from dropping all the way down to 7. So I don't think Tibbs is gonna cut their minutes anytime soon.
I know Thibodeau is a good coach, but man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know if I want to play with a guy, man. You would burn me out, bruh.
I think Jeff T said it the best, bro. He was like, "You will love playing for Tibbs because you know if you were starting and you one of his guys, you gonna get your stats." But he was like, "But by the end of the year, you gonna be tired. You gonna be dead."
Would you want to play with Tibbs? Play for
Yes,
Tibbs?
yes, I would. I ain't gonna lie, I would.
All right then.
I would
Don't
play for Tibbs.
All right, don't be going back to Simone and say, "Damn, Tibbs had us working, man. Damn, I don't get no rest. I don't want to hear
Yeah,
none of
man.
that. I don't want to hear none of that.
Tibbs putting money in their pocket, bro. You see, Taj Gibson still in the league.
Bro, Taj Gibson's still in the league because he just don't want to be at the crib.
Bro, that man came in damn near 30 as a rookie and still playing.
But now though, Tibbs, man, give these guys some breaks, man. Like, bro, I think they was blowing the team out and they were still in the game.
Yeah, that don't
Brother,
make no sense.
the game's over. Take them out.
Yeah.
For what? Take them out. But let's get into this Warriors drama. Steph Curry and Draymond Green, they both had some comments about the organization. And I'll read you. I think this is Draymond Green's comments. The beautiful part about being in the space that we're in is Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, and myself all disagree with mortgaging off the future of this organization, saying that we're going for it right now. Then Steph Curry says desperate trades or desperate moves that deplete the future. There's a responsibility of allowing or keeping the franchise in a good space, in a good spot when it comes to where we leave this thing when we're done. Doesn't mean that you're not trying to get better. It doesn't mean that you're not active at any type of search. If you have the opportunity where a trade makes sense or even in the summer free agency move makes sense, you want to continue to get better. Nobody wants to be the state or be in a situation where you're passing on opportunities, but it doesn't mean that you're desperate just flipping assets all around the place just because you want to do something. So reading all these quotes, do you think the Warriors need to mortgage their future to basically stake up in the Western Conference?
Bro, all that was a bunch of BS. All that Draymond know and Steph know they cannot win. And Steve Kerr, no, they cannot win with this team, bro. I had it. I wrote it down since they traded for Dennis Schroeder, bro. They 6-9. We both said that trade wasn't gonna do nothing, and so now y'all telling me y'all think y'all can win with this team now? Y'all can make a playoff push or a championship push with this team now, bro. Y'all not going. Y'all will be even lucky if y'all make the play-in. All this is a bunch of BS. They need to mortgage their future. If they want to win right now, they need to trade Kuminga, they picks. They need to do all that if they're trying to win right now. So saying we don't need to mortgage off our future, that's BS, bro. We all know that. Because if y'all want to win right now, y'all cannot win with this team, bro. Because all y'all got is really Steph. I mean, Kuminga. But other than that, what do y'all have? Y'all can't win with that.
I can't even really say Kuminga because Kuminga can't even get consistent minutes enough to be what Kuminga is. So I can't even say that. And Steph isn't even having the greatest year, honestly. He's not. He hasn't.
No, he's not.
Like, Steph is only giving you 22 points. He's giving you 22, 5 and 6. And I looked at his stats maybe like a couple of days ago. This is his lowest points per game. And I really, since his 4th year in the NBA, but I really can't count that because take that back. He played 78 games. So yes, since his 4th year in the NBA, that's his lowest. So that was in 2013. That was in 2012, 2013. We're in 2025 now.
Yeah, that's what 10 years ago.
Yeah, so Steph Curry has always been giving you at least 25 to 26 points per game, and he's only giving you 22. They are not going to say it, but they probably should have traded for Lauri Markkanen when they had the chance.
Yes.
They should And I think they made a mistake. They ain't gonna never admit it, but hyping up B-Pause like he's him was a mistake. Because remember, they did not want to get rid of him, and the Jazz wanted him, but they was like, nah, we want to keep B-Pause and all this. It's like, y'all should have did it.
Yeah,
Get
because you
Laurie.
first off, you hyped him up, put all that hype around his name. And I'm pretty sure the Warriors think he's a good player, but I don't think they think he's as good as they probably did think he was as good as they hyped him up to be, but I don't think he is. So in my opinion, if y'all hyped him up like that and his trade, obviously that made his trade value go up because the Jazz wanted him for marketing. Bro, I would have, like you said, you can have him. I'm getting Laurie marketing. Their team would have been way better with Laurie marketing now. Because now you would have Steph, Draymond, and Laurie. That's better than what they got right now.
I don't think because I remember we kind of looked up the trade just probably like a month ago or something like that. But I don't think they really asked for Kuminga. I think it was like Brandon Podziemski. I think the Warriors wanted to give them Moses Mooney and some other people, and the Jazz said, "Hell no, we're not doing that." And they the ones that the Jazz reports they wanted Brandon Powers, but the Warriors like, no, we're gonna keep him. And now Brandon Podziemski, he's not even probably your best player on the team.
Yeah, he's not really doing anything. This is supposed to be he's a what, sophomore, or is this his third year?
Second year in the NBA.
Well, sophomore slump, but
it's more than a slump, brother. This he has.
I would have, bro, for Laurie marketing, I would have moved him, bro. Laurie marketing moves the AirPods doesn't.
The Warriors at the beginning of the season were so lucky, and Buddy Hield was on fire. But this team right now is the real Warriors and only going downhill. I agree, Francisco.
Yep.
I called it. Buddy Hield was on fire. He was. I had him on fantasy. He was amazing. Now he in the waiver wire, whatever.
Yeah, bro. I think I called it, bro. I think when they was on that, I forgot what win streak they was on early in the season. But I called. I'm like, bro, they just hot right now. They came out starting the season on fire. Let's see if they can keep this up the entire season, and they have not.
Bro, what was I about to say? Well, what was I forgot what I was about to say. Jesus Christ. Oh, so if this is the case, so I'm guessing the Vucevic trade is not going to happen because they still want him. They're still interested in him. And I think getting Vucevic, I'm not saying it's championship, but it does help them to probably make the playoffs.
Yeah, Vucevic could help them make the plan because they're number like 11 or 12 in the West, right? Let me see. I think they like number 11. Standings. What? I know they're number 10. They're number 10 right now. So right now they in the play-in. And if they get Vucevic, they really only 2 games out of 6. Well, really out of 5th.
Bruh. Okay, so here it is. They said the Warriors, this was the most aggressive offer. It was the center around Moses Mooney. So he's the main guy. So they sent around Moses Mooney multiple first-round picks, and pick swaps and second rounders. So let's say you do add AirPods in there. That probably gets it done. Of course, if I'm going off this. So that means you still got Steph, Draymond, Laurie, Kuminga, Wiggins.
And Wiggins. Yeah.
We look at the team differently.
Buddy, you still got Buddy Hield on the bench?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that team look way different now. That team look way different, especially with how wide open the West is. I mean, you still got the Thunder. They at the top. And the Rockets and stuff like that. But other than that, the West is besides like the top 3, top 4, the West wide open.
I feel like Mike Dunleavy has not been a good general manager.
No.
And I feel like, and I ain't gonna lie, he ain't gonna say it either. They probably should have kept Jordan Poole. And I know the Draymond situation, but I think Jordan Poole would help them right now as we speak, bro. That's They just need another scorer, bro.
Yeah, Draymond messed up the whole thing. I recently seen a clip about KD talking about Draymond when he was in there with the Warriors and stuff. Draymond messed up that because they still could have kept KD because KD said all he wanted was it to be addressed as a whole team, and nobody did that. They just swept it under the rug. And then you get the whole Jordan Poole situation. Draymond messed that up. Because if they would have kept Jordan Poole, it would have been Jordan Poole. Imagine Jordan Poole and Kuminga right now. The Warriors wouldn't be like this. The Warriors wouldn't be 10th in the West right now. I mean, they probably would be somewhere between 6 and 10. I mean, 6 and 10, but I don't think they would be 10. They'd definitely be better than 20 and 20 right now.
Since they won the championship, the Warriors really haven't been good. James Wiseman, I will still go down with the ship with this. He is still probably the best offensive center they've had in the Steph Curry era as a center. He's a better offensive player than Andrew Cousins. I don't count him really because he really didn't play a lot with them. So I don't really count him. But yes, Cousins. You had Andrew Bogut. You had Zaza Pachulia. You have Kevon Looney. And the list goes on and on. You don't develop him right. Moses Mooney, I feel like he still ain't getting the damn development he's supposed to.
No, he's not. He's not.
Aeropaz, really not. Kuminga still ain't really getting the development he ain't supposed to. And I tweeted this. I think it was like that on Sunday. I said Steve Kerr's a terrible developmental coach. He's terrible at it. He can't develop nobody.
Yeah, he ruined James Wiseman's career, bro. Ruined it.
And somebody gonna say, well, you do know Steph Curry and them, he helped Steph Curry. No, don't even pull that because Mark Jackson is basically the reason why the Splash Brothers became great and Steve Kerr just took over it. He just took them. He didn't really develop them because they was good. Now, Steve Kerr helped them, but I don't think he developed them like how Mark Jackson did.
Mark Jackson put that confidence in them. Mark Jackson gave them the confidence that they needed to become the two best shooters of all time.
So I can't blame Steve. I can't give Steve Kerr no credit on that. So he really hasn't done anything. What would you think? Let's say they draft LaMelo. Because Steve Kerr, could he have ruined him? Not ruined him, but not help develop him?
Nah, G. LaMelo is like, he too big. Like, he wouldn't have if LaMelo was still been LaMelo, no matter how many minutes he got in. Mm-hmm. So, like, imagine LaMelo getting Kuminga minutes right now. LaMelo still would have been putting up numbers, and Steve Kerr would have had to play him. Like, Kuminga had some duds some games, had good games, but LaMelo, it would have been inevitable. You would have had to play LaMelo, G. Had to.
And I know people gonna say, well, they could have drafted LaMelo, but at that time, drafting James Wiseman really wasn't a bad pick. He was the best big in college at that moment, even though he only played 3 games, but he was the scouts the best big, and the Warriors at that time needed a big, so drafting a big really wasn't a bad idea. It's just it didn't pan out. It didn't pan out because I keep telling people, bro, James Wiseman's rookie year was good. He was good, and I think he got hurt. He doesn't play his second year really. Now he's stuck in G League and not getting minutes. So it's like, how can I blame that on him when Steve Kerr ain't playing the man that much?
Yep. And then basketball is a whole thing about confidence, bro. So if your coach don't instill confidence in you or give you that confidence, it's going to be hard, especially you coming off injuries and you don't know if you're the same player that you once was. So your confidence is not all the way there from the get-go because you've been injury prone the last couple of years. And so now your coach not playing, minutes, and you're the second pick in the draft, bro. Like, usually when you're a top 5 pick or a top 10 or a lottery pick, bro, you get those minutes. But the last couple of years, it hasn't been like that. Like Reed Shepherd, he not getting no minutes. James Wiseman wasn't getting no minutes. So, yeah.
If the Warriors got to make a decision. If y'all want to be just mid and just be competitive, I'm cool with not trading nobody. But if y'all want to maximize Steph Curry when he probably what, maybe at superstar level, probably 3 more years left, you might have to trade some of them young guys to go get, say, a Jimmy Butler or Nikola Vucevic. You might have to do that. But I think they don't want to do that. It's like they want to keep the future, but still but still try to be competitive with Steph. And it's like, if that's the case, y'all ain't gonna win. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna win nothing.
I think that championship has saved them in 22.
Yeah,
That
that
saved
last
them.
one, yeah, it did.
It
It
has
did.
saved them. But that's it for the should the Warriors mortgage the future. Now we're gonna talk about, is Jayson Tatum the softest Celtics superstar ever? Brandon Jennings made the comments on Gil's Arena saying that Jayson Tatum is the softest superstar ever, and that he should have won. He should have won the Finals MVP if you are that guy. You can start with this. Do you agree with his comments?
Yeah, no, because Jayson. I don't think Jayson Tatum himself is soft, like the person Jayson Tatum. Because he grew up in St. Louis. He had it rough growing up. He didn't have like a suburban childhood like most of these NBA players. He actually had it pretty bad growing up. But I will say he is, like, the way he plays the game sometimes is soft. Because you take too many jump shots, bro. Ain't no way you 6'9", 240, 250, 260 or whatever. Same size as LeBron almost. Ain't no way you taking this many jump shots, bro. You gotta drive more. So that's why me personally, that's why I thought Brandon Jennings was saying, like, your game's soft. You don't drive enough. You settle for too many jump shots. You try to look pretty out there instead of going to the hole, driving to the hole, dunking on people like you did Bron when you was in the playoffs. Like, that's what I think Brandon Jennings is talking about. Like, when he dunked on LeBron, that's the dog Brandon Jennings was talking about. Like all the other Celtics players are. Because what Jayson did, he dunked on Bron, then he chest bumped Bron and yelled in his face. We ain't seen that Jayson Tatum in a minute. So that's me personally. That's what I think he thought. That's what I think he was saying. Like, Jayson Tatum, you ain't soft, but the way you playing the game is soft because you taking too many jump shots. You're not aggressive enough.
Okay, you said that, and I have no problem with that. How come he couldn't say that then? Because when anybody watch Gil's Arena, Brandon Jennings don't say nothing. He don't say nothing. He don't explain nothing really well, bro. That's why I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know what do you consider soft? Like, I don't know what is your definition of soft? Because the man is, yeah, I'm talking about him. Like, or I'm just talking about in general. Like, what is, I'm really talking about him. Like, what is your definition of soft? Because everybody just don't got that dog in them. Everybody can't be no damn Kobe, bro. Like, and I know Jayson Tatum, that was his guy. That's his favorite player ever. But Kobe can still be my favorite player, but I don't have to be like him. Because there's a lot of people that probably love Kobe. They ain't nowhere near Kobe. They ain't nowhere near him. But I mean, a 5-time All-Star, a champion, a 4-time All-NBA. He gonna be 5. All rookie team. He won the conference finals MVP back in 22. And then he was an All-Star MVP. I don't know if that's soft, but everybody's games is just different. Jaylen Brown, if he's more aggressive than Jayson Tatum, cool. And I get it. If somebody says Jaylen Brown has that dog in him, that's fine. But I can tell you this, he got all that dog in him, and he's still not better than that man. I don't care what nobody say. He's still not better than him. And if you watch the games, everybody knows. And people like to troll. I'm gonna say it, Daniel. He be trolling. He just don't like Tatum, and that's fine. You don't have to like him, but you know damn well Tatum better than Brown. And if somebody say he don't clear him, cool. But he is better than him. He just does more than him. Jayson Tatum is the 5th player ever, and the NBA been around forever for him to average the most points, most assists, rebounds, steals, and blocks. He averaged that throughout the entire playoffs. There's only been 5 players ever.
I know
but
Bron.
Somehow that's all. Bron has done it multiple times.
Yeah.
He's done it multiple times. But it's only been 5 players ever. So to say he's soft all that, this is crazy. What are you talking about? Brandon Jennings is saying any damn thing. He says anything.
I don't agree with the whole not getting the Finals MVP makes you soft. I don't agree with none of that at all. I think he just said it the wrong way, bro. Like that's all. That's because when he first said, I was like, "What? Jayson Tatum soft? Are you crazy?" But then I had to think about it. Like, he talking about his game, bro. Like that's legit all of this. I don't think he was coming at his character. It was just his game because we all can agree Jayson Tatum takes way too many jump shots. Way too many. For you to be 6'9", 260, you take. I understand you can shoot and you got that in your bag, but you should be attacking more. You should be shooting as many free throws as Shea shooting. You should be shooting as many free throws as Joel Embiid. Like you should be shooting at least 10 free throws a game. If we being honest, that's why I think he called him soft because he's not that aggressive like Jaylen Brown. But that doesn't necessarily make you a dog either. You know what I mean? I feel like a dog is somebody who's not gonna give up no matter if they down 20 or if they down 2. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fight regardless. Like that's a dog to me. Just because you won a conference award or a finals MVP award, that don't mean you a dog, bro. You just had a great series. You just had a good game. Like Kawhi when he won. When Kawhi won that finals MVP, was he a dog then? Or did he just win that because of how he played LeBron? I don't think Kawhi was a dog back then. They still had Manu. They still had Tony Parker. They still had Tim Duncan. They still had all them dogs on their team. I think Brandon Jennings just said it the wrong way, Jay.
He doesn't know. He never knows how to explain it. He don't know how to explain it. He just be
Yeah,
saying
bro.
anything and then just go with it. Cause is Anthony Davis soft? And if somebody say he's soft, that's fine. But he's still one of the best. He's probably one
I
of the
think he
best
is.
big men
I
of
ain't
this
gonna lie.
generation. But he's one of
I
the
think
best
that
big
he's
men of
soft.
this generation. I don't care
No,
if you,
I agree.
not you. I'm
I
not
agree.
saying I
I
don't
do.
care about you, but I'm just saying okay, if he's soft, that's fine. But he's still one of the best big men of our generation. So
Yeah,
that don't mean nothing to me.
yeah.
Everybody just
I
play
ain't gonna lie.
differently. Like if Soft is basically averaging 27, 13, and 2 blocks a game, I don't care. Everybody doesn't have that. Everybody is different. Everybody can't be a dog. Everybody isn't a dog. So we can't just say just because, like you said, ain't going to the free throw line, he's shooting all these jumpers. It don't. Yes, could he be doing them? Could he be doing it less? I agree. He do shoot a lot of jumpers. He could go to the hole. That's just not what he does now, and you just got to deal with it. But he get it done though at the end of the day. So it
Yeah.
don't. So why do
But
you care?
it's crazy though, because after he said them comments, the very next game, Jason Tatum dropped 15. I think Brendan Jennings said that he made that little IG post like mocking him, and then he dropped 15 the next game. So if you think about it, Brandon Jennings won. It looked like Brandon Jennings was right because you
He's
just said
not
you just
right.
called the man and saw. I know he's not right, but you just called the man soft, and then he dropped 15. Like you proving this point at that point. And
Like
then he dropped
everybody,
30
who
38 and then 16 again.
who is the most dog player in NBA right now, in your opinion?
Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is a dog. Him, Ja, they are dogs. Um, them the first two that come off my head for sure though.
I was thinking Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis a dog. Yeah, Giannis a dog for sure.
And Tatum is
Dame a
better than
dog.
two of and Tatum is better than two of them. So it's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like so I don't get what the man be talking about. Like I said, every time I just watch, I'd be like, bro, what are you talking about? You just saying any damn
Yeah,
thing at this point.
yeah. Because I think he said, I don't know if he said this per se, but he was like, Tatum game is too pretty. And low key, I kind of agree, bro. All them step backs and tween hezzies and not like Jason Tatum has a smooth game, but
Okay, so why not you, but why can't we say the same thing about Anthony Edwards this year then? Because Anthony Edwards is taking a lot more jump shots and threes this year. I don't see them giving him that same energy for this
yeah,
year.
but
For this year, not overall, but just for this year. Why we ain't
yeah,
giving him the same energy then?
yeah, but Anthony Edwards still drives the ball. Anthony Edwards still has intent when he comes into that hole. I'm gonna dunk the shit out of you, like. And then it's his intensity. It's how he played the game. The way he played the game, even though he's taking more jump shots this year, the way he plays the game is more aggressive than Jason Tatum. Even this year, still, even though he is taking as many jump shots as he is,
How many threes is he taking the game again this year? Because I
like
remember in the
6 or
beginning,
7,
he was taking a lot
like
of
10. It
three.
was like
Yeah, it
10,
was
and
close to that, but that was like super early in the season.
it's probably about like 7 or 8 now.
It is. It's still 10, 9.9. So I'm just asking, why can't we do that? Why can't we do that same energy? That's all I'm asking. But people show their favorites. You're gonna be biased. It happens. I have no problem with that. But don't say the man soft just because. I mean, you don't like because
No, I
if
don't
you
think
ever
he's
watch
soft.
Gil's Arena, he hates Paul George for some period. He despises Paul George. I
Oh,
don't know why.
BJ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he despises Paul George. Bruh, Paul George is better than you, brother. It's okay.
I
It's
think
okay.
I think he hate PG because it's like PG gets so much credit for how good he is, but hasn't shown in his eyes hasn't shown that at all to him. Like PG, everybody considers PG one of the best players of the decade since he's been in the league, and he probably just don't agree with that. He probably don't think PG is good as everybody say he is. That's the only thing I can think of for him not to like him.
Bro, the man said he should retire, basically. I don't know what more hate you can say. Like, he don't like him. Bro, PG, because that PG is like the only one left in his class. He's the only one. Everybody else is out of the league or retired. Like, he's literally the only one. Gordon Hayward was the last guy. He just retired last year. Well, at the end of last year. So, because was Brandon James in that draft, right? Was he?
And Paul George draft?
Because what was that, like 2012?
That was so long ago, bro. Yeah, that was so long ago.
Paul George, he on the Sixers. I want to say that was 2012. Oh no, this 2010. Jesus Christ, man, it's almost 15 years PG been in the league. Jesus, I think that had to be the same year.
PG was Lowry, what? PG was Lowry, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was pick number 10. He was pick number 10.
Nah, he wasn't. Nah, he wasn't. Nah, he wasn't. Brandon Jennings was picked number 10 in his draft.
So that had to be next year. That had to be next year.
Yeah, it was next year. Yeah, Paul George came the year after.
So Brandon Jennings was drafted in 11.
Paul George was drafted in 10. Brandon Jennings was drafted in 09. He came in the year after.
Oh, okay.
After D Rose.
But yeah, man. Overall, though, Jayson Tatum, if people say he's soft, that's fine. But the man is still one of the best players in the NBA. He's still a top 10 player.
She said, I think they just want to see the aggression from JT. Like they know he liked that, but what more does JT exactly have to prove? No, for sure. I think that's how it is.
The only thing he really needs is an MVP. Because he's honestly, bro, he got probably one of the best resumes for like in an 8-year span ever.
He does. He damn near does. He damn near does have the best. Bro, the man been going to the Eastern Conference Finals since he got in the league.
Yeah, I think the only time he's been to the Eastern Conference Finals
like 3-4 times.
Man, this probably it's about to be like 5. I think it's like 5 or something like that. The only time they didn't make it is when they got bounced in the first round against the Nets, but Jaylen Brown was hurt.
That's when Kyrie was there, right?
Yeah, he had to go up against that big 3 by his damn self. He got one game out of them, and they lost in round 1. That's it. Every other year, he's basically in the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals. Like, I don't know what more you want him to do. What more? Like, bro, the man does his job. He don't talk. He don't be talking mess to nobody. He just goes out there and play. Like, maybe it's because he light skinned. Maybe because he light skinned. I don't know, bro.
He not soft at all.
But that is it for is Jayson Tatum, the softest NBA Celtics superstar ever. Let's talk about should there be 2 defensive player of the years. Jalen Williams had some comments. I actually don't have the comments in front of me, but I do remember him saying, paraphrasing, that he said that he think there should be 2 defensive player of the year awards in the NBA because of the big man's taking awards. And I got some. I'll start, but I got something for you. How since 1983, and I'm only going to 1983 because that's where ESPN had it cut off at. From 1983 to now, how many times you think a guard won the defensive player of the year award?
Probably like once or twice. I know Marcus Smart and probably Gary Payton and probably Jordan probably. So about 3.
7. It's been 7 guards. Sidney Moncrief in 83 and 84. Alvin Robinson in 86. Michael Cooper in 87. MJ in 88. Gary Payton 96, and Marcus Smart 22. So really,
Oh,
basically from 22 to 96, that's a big gap anyway. And everybody, I didn't want to give forwards, so I didn't even count them. So basically, it's only been seven. It's only been 7 guards. So in your opinion, do you think guards should there be 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards?
I thought you was gonna start. When you want me to
Oh
go?
yeah. Well, yeah, I'll start. My bad. I actually do. I actually agree with Jalen Williams. I think it's because the centers have dominated the awards, and I feel like some people are gonna say Rudy Gobert don't deserve it, such and such deserve it over him, and that might be true. Because Wemby, he's gonna get the Defensive Player of the Year's awards
He better.
basically as long as he in the league.
He
But I
fucking
think
better.
but I think big men are rewarding for like Defensive Player of the Year from like your rim protection, blocking shots, defensive rebounding, all of that, and just paint protection in general. Like I think they reward that more than a guard would, and a guard actually does basically all that, but they ain't gonna
More.
get the recognition
Yeah.
than a center like Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels, Loki, if there was another one for guards, he'd probably be in the
He
league.
winning.
Like
Yeah, he'd
him
be
or
winning
say
right
a
here.
Ben Thompson. I have no problem with neither of them. But I think Dyson Daniels would deserve because, bro, man's averaging 3 steals. And to average 3 steals is crazy. But it's not going to get recognized because Wemby is averaging 4 blocks. He's averaging 10 rebounds. And I wonder what, and I know there's probably a stat of like rim protection and like deflecting shots or altering shots. I know there's a stat somewhere for that. So they're going to reward that more for the bigs. So I do think the guards deserve to get an award because they'll never get the recognition. They'll never get the recognition for it.
I'm on a love-hate side with it because it's like, yeah, I agree with them, but at the same time, I don't. I don't like having the 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards. I think it should just still be one. But I get what he means though, because he was saying like he feels like they only count the blocks for real for the bigs when all the guards are switching and they going through picks and they're guarding the best offensive players most of the time. So I get what he mean by it. I just think they need to change the criteria of the whole Defensive Player of the Year award because, like you said, like a lot of guards probably do more work on the defensive end than the bigs do because they're switching. They're guarding probably the best player on the team. Um, they're chasing around players with a big. They just in the paint protecting the rim. But I think the criteria needs to change because like people like Alex Caruso, or like you said, Jaden Daniels, and Man Thompson, Marcus Smart when he won, like they were doing everything on the defensive end. Drew Holiday, like they're doing everything on the defensive end. So if you have a player, regardless if it's a guard or a big, if you see them doing everything on the floor, switching 1 through 5 or 1 through 4 and locking everybody up, then a guard should get it. A guard should get it. I just think the criteria needs to change. I don't think they really have a criteria for real, for real. Oh, maybe you're averaging 5 blocks. Okay, here you got it. Where you got somebody like a Men Thompson who's locking up 1 through 4, or a Dyson Daniels locking up 1 through 5, averaging 3 steals and a block or something like that. Like he should be in consideration for it.
I wonder where he is. I wonder where they do have him at. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't be shocked if it was probably maybe in the top 5 somewhere. Maybe.
Nah, he should definitely be in top 5. Averaging 3 steals is insane.
I mean, and especially like because if you see a big man to the voters, which is mostly media, they see a guy averaging 15 rebounds. Oh, him grabbing a rebound is stopping from the other team from getting an extra possession, which is true.
Yeah, it's true, but
It's true, but at the same time, it's like I don't think it's really that. Like I don't
it's
think I
not
would get.
like it's impactful. Don't get me wrong, defensive rebounding, but is that really defense? Is it really defense? It is, but it's not. It is because, like you said, you're not giving your opponent a second chance to score. But other than that, like what defense is really behind it? You altering the shot, you blocking the shot, and then getting that's the defense part of it.
I actually think altering the shot might be more impactful
Then
than
a
actually
rebound?
blocking. Oh yeah, most likely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, most definitely. And in the blocks, I get that, but it's like, it's a block, but man, just impacting the shot like Wemby, bro. Like I think you said it was like a couple of weeks ago, bro. Man, try to do, bro. You go try and go to the lane. You see Wemby, now you got to change everything. I was gonna lay it on regularly. Now I got to try and do a high ass floater. You miss now. Like, even though he didn't block it, he showed change you in mid. He showed changed in midair. So, me personally, I actually don't agree because Alex Caruso would be in the running. Amin
Yep.
Thompson, Dyson Daniels, probably Jaden McDaniels would be in the running. I think I said Alex Caruso. Like, it's a lot of people. Lou Dort
Luke Dort.
probably. Yeah,
Yep.
all of them will get consideration. So, will they do it? Hell no.
Hell
Because they
no.
should. Do you think I don't know if they'll do it, but in baseball they do it though. They have an award for different conferences. Do you think they should do it for East and the West? Because they do it because in baseball they do got a Cy Young, which is basically the best pitcher, an MVP, a Coach of the Year, and I think that's it. Or it's another one. I think it was a 3. But do you think they should do the awards and separate it from East and
So
West?
like MVP for the East, the MVP for the West. Nah. I think it should still just be one on one award. Because in baseball, there's way more players on the baseball team than it is.
I
Because
think
how
it's
many players are on the baseball team? Yeah,
25 man
so
roster.
so I can see why, and then how many teams are there in baseball?
I think it's 32. So
Yeah, so it's more teams too. I mean, so I can get why, they do awards for each conference because there's way more players and
no, it's 30. It's 30. It's 30.
it's
No, is
30.
it? No, it's 32. It's 32. I'm tweaking. My bad.
But no, I don't think they should do individual
Wait, or it is
awards.
30.
That's like the whole player of the week or player of the month for each conference. Like, I don't really think, like, yeah, you're the player of the week or the player of the month in the Eastern and the Western Conference, but I don't really think that means anything or holds any weight
No,
for real.
it's 30 teams. It's 30, my bad.
30.
So it's the same as in basketball. But yeah, it is more players. But I mean, you could say the same thing for football. I think it's 32 teams in football, but they do the same thing. It's only one MVP, one defensive player of the year. I feel like, but low key, some players ain't gonna get recognized. Like I
Yeah.
said,
I mean, that's the idea.
like because
We just need to
Jokic
change the criteria,
it'll
bro.
be it'll be Jokic. I mean, it depends on your criteria. Like what is like
Mhm.
I feel like no one really knows what the criteria is. What
For
is it?
none of the votes, for none of the awards, for none of the all-star voting, like we don't know the criteria for anything.
I mean, it depends. Like what I think I've already said my criteria. You have to have like good stats, and your team has to be at least top 3, top 4 at least to basically win like the MVP. What's your criteria? What do you think? How would you do it? How would you do it?
Well, for the MVP award specifically, yeah, I think it's you have to at least be a playoff team for sure, for sure. Um, because I want to give a specific one because like if you're in the top 8, I like say you the 8th seed. Depending on how your season started, could you be in the running for MVP? Maybe. Like if y'all were like 2-20 something and you led your team to a miraculous win streak and now y'all in the playoffs, then yeah, you should get some considerations for MVP, but I wouldn't give you the MVP. But like you said, I think you need to have the stats. I think you need to have a good record and like because you can average 30 but your 30 isn't impactful to the y'all winning games. You know what I mean? So like I can have 30, but every game that we winning, we really winning because somebody's getting the rebounds or the defense, or like you have to be the reason why y'all winning those games. And y'all have so much of this success. Like I have to be able to take you off that team and that team be butt again, or that team isn't as good, or that team isn't um, um as worthy as it would have been if you were on the team. So that's for MVP. But for everything else, it just depends. Like we
I
already
don't I don't
go
think
ahead.
those matter. I don't think I think the MVP, I feel like you have to win. I feel like when it comes to like six man, it don't matter if you're really winning. I feel like if you come off the bench and you have some good stats, you're in consideration. I do believe that that's how it is for six man defensive player of the year. I think you have to be impactful because Wimby, the team was garbage last year, but he was second in the defensive player of the year, so they didn't really care how they didn't care how bad they was. It's just the fact that he averaged 3 blocks, and when he was on the court, they were amazing on defense. So they didn't really care. The same with
That's
probably most improved. I don't think they care if you win it. Did you just improve your play? Like
yeah,
that's all
that's
that
what
matters.
yeah, that's why I said each award is different. So like for the six man, I think winning does play a part in it because you could be a six man on any team. You could be on a butt team and put up crazy numbers because you're on a butt team and you taking all these shots. You know what I mean? So like I think like awards like six man MVP, defensive player of the year, like awards like that, winning should matter. But like awards like most improved, nah, that don't matter. If you whoever made the biggest jump and they play that year deserves most improved. Um, but yeah, each award is different. They definitely need to come out with a criteria though. They definitely do.
I'm cool with the two defensive player of the years. I'm not upset at it. I wouldn't be shocked. Will they do it though? Hell
No.
no. But if they did do it, I wouldn't be upset. Then if they do that, they probably gonna do the same thing for MVP, six man. They're gonna do the same thing for
Mm-hmm.
that too. But okay, so that is it for. Damn, I actually forgot what we were. Oh, but that is it for should there be two defensive player of the years. Let's talk about this real quick. There was a trade yesterday. Nick Richards is heading to the Suns for Josh Okogie. The the Suns get Nick Richards in a couple second
Yep.
round pick, and the Hornets get Josh Okogie in 3 second round picks. Do you like this trade for the Phoenix Suns?
Yeah. I like the trade for the Phoenix Suns. I think they get a big that they need. They get a lob threat. They get a rebounding defensive big. Um, like with Nurkic was trying to do, and Nick Richards is a decent passer. He's not bad. He's not a bad passer either. I think that they get an upgrade over him and Nurkic because he's more athletic. And then with Nurkic is more so worried about him getting his stats. Nick Richards is not going to care about that. He's going to play defense. He's going to rebound, block shots, and get the ball to his best players basically. And then Mason Plumlee, he's an upgrade over Mason Plumlee, because he's younger. I think that
He's just younger.
huh?
He's just a better player than him. Outside of
Yeah,
pass, he's just better than him.
yeah, and like you say, he's a better player overall. So I like it better. I like it. So it's a nice little upgrade. Is it enough to move the needle? No. But I like the trade. I think it's definitely an upgrade at center.
I like the trade. I do. Nick Richards is giving you when he starts and when he plays overall in 21 games, he's giving you 9 and 7. I think that's what they did. What they needed, because you've always said that they just need a big to catch lobs and rim run. That's exactly what he does. And Nick Richards is not a bad player. He's pretty good. And I think they got him for like a couple of years too. So I don't think this is just a 1 year like rental. I don't think. Gotta check that out. But I think it's a good trade. You only give up some second round picks, like I said.
And Josh Okogie, who wasn't even playing.
Josh Okogie wasn't playing. Like they basically just gave up Josh Okogie, and they traded away the Nuggets 2026 round pick and a 2031 second rounder. Like you didn't really give up
And he
anything,
gave him
honestly.
nothing. Yeah,
You
for a
didn't give
good big too.
Yeah, and especially like he wasn't really gonna get the minutes anyway because Mark Williams is over there since he's been back from
Killing.
injuries on one. He's been killing.
Mm-hmm.
So you put him over there in the starting lineup. You got players that will give him the ball. He's gonna rim run, catch lobs. He's just a better player than Nurkic and Mason Plumlee. And I ain't gonna lie, even with Mason Plumlee in lineup, he still ain't doing nothing. If we being honest, he's still
Yeah,
not. Like I didn't see the point. Like they were both bad, and I know you said Mason Plumlee just probably does. He probably fits better than Nurkic, but I was like, bro, they're both still bad. So it's like it doesn't really matter, like who you put in there. And now Nurkic ain't playing. They was actually reports that they was gonna flip him to Charlotte, but I guess that never came about. So they probably gonna flip Nurkic somewhere else. So they probably buy him out and then he go wherever he wants.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like it though. It was a decent little trade for them.
Yeah, the trade wasn't bad. I've had this sitting in my notes for a long time. This isn't like a legit topic. I just wanted to ask, what's more surprising? The Cavs at the top of basically at the top of the league, or the Pelicans at the bottom of the league? What's more surprising?
The Pelicans at the bottom. I don't think anybody thought the Pelicans was going to be one of the weakest teams in the NBA coming into this season. We already knew what the Cavs were going to do. We knew that they was going to repeat their success from last year. I mean, granted, we didn't know they was going to be one of the top 3 teams in the NBA, but we knew they were going to be a pretty good team. The Pelicans, though, we didn't see none of this for the Pelicans. They haven't even won 10 games.
No, they just won their 10th game yesterday.
Oh, they just won their 10th game? Oh, okay.
They just won their 10th game. And then I'm going to add something else after this. But I'm more surprised. Like, I agree. I'm more surprised at the Pelicans being basically at the bottom. And it has been injuries. That's why they're really bad. I don't think it's really play. It's just they're being hurt. Everybody has been hurt. 3 of them be out. Then now you stuck with 2. Then one person comes back. Then the next person goes out. So they haven't even had their healthy roster. And honestly, that might be a reason why Willie Green stays. Because me personally, I think like if that was the case, he would have been gone a long time ago. Because why
I still think they're gonna let him go.
No, okay, that's cool. That's whatever. But they probably stick with him because if that was the case, why we should have got rid of you a long time. You guys haven't even done anything. You guys just won your 10th game and we're in January. But I'm more surprised at the Pelicans. And even though the Cavs, I don't care what nobody said. Nobody expected the Cavs to basically be at the top of the league. We expect them to still be good, but not at the top of the league. But the Pelicans being at the bottom because we thought they would at least be a decent team, at least in playing, like the floor will be playing, and they could potentially get say a 6 seed. Now they're at the bottom, so yes, I'm more shocked at that. And I wanted to ask you something. The Hornets, they have the second worst record in the NBA. Do you like Cooper Flagg on the Hornets?
Cooper Flagg on the Hornets.
Because when I saw the record, I said, there's a chance they could get him. And I said, hey, Cooper
So would
Flagg
it be LaMelo? So would it be LaMelo, Brandon Miller,
Miles Bridges,
Cooper Flagg, and Mark Williams?
I'm not upset at it.
Yeah, I'm not. It ain't bad, but is it a needle mover? Is it a?
What do you expect? It doesn't. What do you expect the Hornets to do?
Like if Cooper Flagg, if playoffs, like do they make the playoffs with him now or?
No.
So like me personally, I think they should trade it. I think they should just flip it.
If you're the Hornets,
yeah. If you're the Hornets, flip it. Yeah, if you get a top 5 pick, just flip it. The only thing they missing for real is another wing. That's all they missing. They just missing another 3. Or LaMelo's your superstar. But another year of development from Brandon Miller and another good 3-and-D.
Low key, knowing the Hornets, they probably keep that pick.
I'll flip it and try to get me something way better. I mean, because if Mark Williams can stay healthy, he's your franchise big, and then your core is, LaMelo, Bridges, and Miller. That's a nice little core. Because I was looking at their lineups the other night when they all went crazy. I think all had like 20. I think LaMelo had like 27. Mark Williams had 31. Brandon Miller had 20. I think Bridges had like 23 or something like that. So like that little nucleus right there is nice. They just missing a bench and then another wing, another 3-and-D.
See, but this is the thing, though. And I know you're not the highest on Cooper Flagg. But if Cooper Flagg becomes what everybody says and they get the first pick, that's just something you don't trade. That's just something. If he becomes that, you can't trade it. Then it's like a Cooper Flagg becomes this superstar player. Then you look back and like, damn, we should have drafted him with the number 1 pick. I'm just saying. That's just how it is.
Me personally, I don't think Cooper Flagg is going to ever be a superstar in the NBA. But
I know you said that.
He's a great Swiss Army knife once he gets in the league. But I don't know if them drafting him, if that would really make them a playoff team or if that would really change anything. But I know if they do trade that number one or that top 5 pick, that could change something because you can get a lot for a top 5 pick, especially with this draft class, because this draft class is nice. Well, it's better than last year's for sure.
It says the Hornets. It said the Hornets are open to more trades, but focus on the long term success. It says. I think this from the GM. It said. I think at this point, look, we are going to listen to everything. We are not going to do anything to compromise the future, but we are going to do what's best for the organization that we see going forward, or it's sustainable going to be sustainable going forward. So basically, they not really. It sounds like they want to. They're focused on the long term. Long term. They're not really trying to say like a go into win now. So if they do get a top 5 pick, top 3 pick, they're most likely gonna keep it. And I think that's what's gonna happen. Especially because you're the draft guy. Dylan Harper, you've been high on him. Ace Bailey, I be seeing a lot of people still have a little question marks on him, but he's still talented. And Cooper Flagg, who is talented to some. And if you do get a top 3 pick, and if these guys become who they are, you're not gonna trade that pick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to each their own. Me personally, I'll trade it. Try to
Nah, I
get me
get
a
it.
superstar or another wing or some more pieces so I can build that bench up and give me a decent player return. But I ain't
I
mad at
get
either
it.
one.
I get it. All right. So I gotta blindly rank it for you, and then we'll get into our gradings and then Pickems, and then we will get out of here. But first, the blindly ranking these NBA centers off this year. The first name I got is Alperen Şengün.
How many you say it was again?
I
5?
have 6 names. I have six
6?
names.
Sengun, give me 4. Sengun at 4.
Şengün at number 4. The next name I got is Rudy Gobert.
6.
The next name I got is Jared Allen.
Jared Allen been hooping this year. He's either 3 or 2. I'm gonna go 3. So I got Sengun at 4, him at 3, Rudy at 6.
The next name I got is Miles Turner.
5.
The next name I got is Nikola Vucevic.
Vucevic been hooping this year, but he ain't been hooping more than Jared Allen. He should probably be at 3 and Jared Allen should be at 2, but I'm gonna put him at 2.
All right. So at number 6, we have Rudy Gobert. At number 5, we have Miles Turner. At number 4, we have Alperen Şengün. At number 3, we have Jared Allen at number 3. And at number 2, we have Nikola Vucevic. And at number 1, we have Walker Kessler.
Walker Kessler. Dog. You could at least gave me Jokic or something. You talking about Walker Kessler.
I was never giving you none of the
Well,
wrong, like none of the
key,
best centers.
Now knowing them, I would put Walker Kessler at Rudy Gobert still at 6, but I'll put Walker Kessler at 5. Was it Mal Turner at 4, Sengun at 3. Jared Allen low-key would be 1.
I'm not upset at Jared Allen at 1. I think it's either him or Vucevic out of this group.
Yeah, because Jared Allen been hoping this year. He's been
Jared
the best.
Allen's averaging,
he's been the best now.
He's been averaging 14 and 10, but Vucevic been averaging 20, 10, and 3.
I mean, but Vucevic is really a scorer more than anything. So, I mean, I expect him.
You could say he's been playing.
Jared Allen's the 4th option?
Yeah. But look who he's around, though. Look who he has around him. And Vucevic got good players, too. All right, so at number 6, we have Rudy Gobert. At number 5, we have Miles Turner. At number 4, we have Alperen Şengün. At number 3, we have Jared Allen. At number 2, we have Nikola Vucevic. And at number 1, we got Walker Kessler. Yeah, man, I said I ain't giving him no Jokic, no Wemby. No Cat. I was never no Joel, even though Joel ain't done nothing, but I was never giving you none of those. I was never giving you. All
Walker
right.
Kessler work, and one is nasty work.
He been good this year though.
Nah, he has, but at one though, that's nasty work.
Hey, you blindly ranked him, man. You gotta think. You gotta think, man. You gotta be like, okay, it might have to put a guy here. You gotta think. But let's get into these NBA team grades. We're grading NBA teams halfway through the season. We're basically at the 40 game mark now. So we are gonna grade every single team in the NBA and explain why we gave them a grade. So let's start from the East all the way to the West down. Let's start with the Cavaliers. I gave them an A plus.
Yeah, Cavs, they get an A+. They've been playing very good this season. They're building off their success from last season, and on top of that, they've low key improved. Evan Mobley has improved. Jared Allen has improved. Darius Garland has improved. The whole team has. And then and their defense is amazing this year. So yeah, I give them an A.
Yeah, I gave them an A plus. It's really not the defense; it's the offense. The offense has been the bright spot really this year. The defense is still great, like you said, but everybody else has been playing good. They've been sacrificing this year, and that's the reason why they are either first or second best in the league, depending on how people want to put them at. The Cavs have been amazing. They've been consistent all year around, so they deserve an A plus. The next team, the Boston Celtics. I gave them an A minus.
I still give them a solid A. I think even though they just had this little lapse in the road these last like week or two, they still are the champs. They still are the team to beat. And they still are one of the deepest teams, probably besides OKC. One of the deepest teams in the league. So yeah, I give them A.
I only gave them an A minus because I feel like they're not as dominant as they was last year. Like last year, they were dominant. This year, they're still like really good. But Brian Scalabrine just said people aren't scared of Boston no more. They're not scared of them. He said that yesterday. They're not scared of them. I'm not
I don't
saying
think they were
that.
scared of them regardless. Even last year, I don't think
No, I think
teams were really scared of them.
I think they did fear them last year because last year everybody was healthy. Everybody this year, everybody been healthy, but Porzingis was hurt at the beginning of the year. Drew Holiday's play has stepped down a little bit. Jaylen Brown and Tatum are still the same. Derek White, they're still the same, but they're not as dominant as they was last year. Like they were really good last year. This year they're still really good, but not as like this. So if they had the Cavs record, I would have gave them an A plus. But they're 28-12. And they're 14-7 at home. I don't even think they lost 7 games at home last year. So it's been hurting them. So I still gave them an A minus. Next team, the New York Knicks. I gave them a B plus.
I'll give the New York Knicks an A minus. I think that cat trade worked really well for them. Only reason I wouldn't put them up with an A with the Celtics and the Cavs is because they are liability defensive wise. I know you got OG and you got Hart and you got Mikal Bridges, but their defense really hasn't been up to par. Their offense has been an upgrade this year. But they're still beatable, because they don't have any defense like they did last year. So I'll give them an A minus.
Last year the defense was pretty good. This year they just don't got no rim protection. The rim protection is bad. Cats don't rim protect. And I was watching a stream, and somebody said you would think with Cat's length and size he would be able to rim protect, but he don't do it. He don't.
It's crazy because when he came out of college, they were calling him a shot blocker. They were highlighting him on his defense when he came out of college. And it's like once he got in the league, it was like all that went out the window.
But I gave them a B plus because I think they're still at the top of the East. But we came into the year, at least me, I said, man, this is the second best team in the East. I expected them to be up there kind of close to where the Cavs was. I would say it should be flip-flop. The Cavs should be 27-15, and the Knicks should probably be 34-5. They haven't. They've been kind of inconsistent. Yeah, Cat and Jalen Brunson have been doing their thing. Mikal Bridges has had some up and downs all year. Josh Hart has been consistent. But like you said earlier, the defense is not good. They don't have no rim protection. They're waiting on Mitchell Robinson to come back eventually, whatever that is. So I just think the Knicks, they could get an A, but I'm gonna stick with a B plus. I think a B plus is pretty good. I'm not upset at that. The next team, the Orlando Magic, I gave them an A.
Yeah, Orlando Magic, they get an A. They've been hooping this season, and even without their best players, they still found ways to win games. I think part of that is coaching, and I think part of that is the culture. So yeah, I give them an A. The Magic have been doing very well, especially for a team that's been depleted of their best players all season.
Yeah, man, I gave them an A because when, like you said, when everybody got hurt, they were still a good team. They still stayed afloat. France was basically an all-star candidate. He goes out, and they still won some games. They still win some games, and yeah, and I don't think a lot of people, they're fifth right now, but at one point they were basically like third in the East. And I
Hmm.
don't think a lot of people predicted them to be third in the East. We thought they would be like, good, maybe six seed. I probably thought they'd be six seed. But they're in contention to get the fourth seed and host a playoff series. So I gave them an A. Like, they have been good. And their role players have stepped it up in the absence of all their best players getting hurt. And you got to give them credit for that. The next team, the Milwaukee Bucks, I gave them a C minus.
I give the Milwaukee Bucks a B. I mean, they started off the season really bad.
Yep.
Um, but yet they've picked it up. They've definitely picked it up. They've won some games. They've beaten some good teams recently. Doc Rivers has been doing his job. Him and Dame and Giannis have been doing more pick and rolls. Giannis has been playing like an MVP, and Dame has been playing like the Dame we all know and love. Um, yeah, so I give him a B. I give
Yeah,
him a B.
you nice. They deserve a C because they're mid. They're barely there. Yeah, they picked it up. But I don't think we should have said the Milwaukee Bucks had picked it up. They shouldn't have been down in the beginning in the first place. It's not like everybody was hurt outside of Chris Middleton. Freaking Bobby Portis, Brooke Lopez, Dame and Giannis was still there. Why are we this bad? So they should have to have gone on this super run just to get back to 500. Like,
I mean, no, they 22-17. They fourth from the East right now.
yeah, well, that's only because that's just the East. That's really just because it's the East. But I'm saying they shouldn't have been. We shouldn't have said the Milwaukee Bucks have picked it up lately anyway. That's what I'm saying. Because they're too talented to be saying that. We haven't said the Boston Celtics have picked it up lately because the Boston Celtics have been good all year. Honestly, the Bucks just got good. They just got good. What was it, like maybe like last month? Like, they
Yeah,
just
so like a
got
month
here.
ago.
Yeah, they just got here. So I'm not deserving you to get you don't deserve to get a B, at least from me. I give you a C though, a C minus, like, because y'all should be better than 22 and 17. Y'all better than that, especially when y'all got a top 3 MVP candidate. Nah, you don't get it from me. The next team, the Indiana Pacers, I gave them a C
Now,
minus.
yeah, them, I'm giving them a C. They've been mid all year. They've been disappointing all year. I believe a lot of people had them not dropping this low. But a lot of people probably had them between 4 through 6. I mean, right now they're 6, but they could easily be 9 or 8. Um, so yeah, I give them a C. They've been mid this year. Tyrese hasn't been the Tyrese from last year, or the Tyrese that we know and love. Um, yeah, so I give them a C. They've been hella mid.
They're basically in the same boat as Milwaukee. They were kind of bad in the beginning of the year, and then they have picked it back up to basically being 22 and 19. So they're basically in that same boat. Like, Tyrese has played better. That whole team has played better, but in the beginning of the year, they were bad. And coming off of conference finals appearance, even though a lot of people didn't think they should have been there, it don't matter. They went to conference finals. We thought they would be at least a top team in the East, and they was in the beginning of the year. Yes, you guys have picked it up, but you deserved to get a C minus because you guys were up and down majority year, but you guys have picked it up. So, they deserve a C. If they were at least decent all year, I probably would have gave them a B. But they played better and deserve a C. The next team, the Miami Heat, I gave them a D.
Yeah, I to be generous, I give them a D plus. The Miami Heat, they are not the Miami Heat of the whole of the old, the grit and grind and win tough games. And part of that's because of Jimmy. I feel like that whole culture is low key breaking apart as we speak. The Heat, like they hadn't even been mid this year. They've been one of the weakest teams. And I know they're number 9 right now, but they can easily be out of the playing contentions easily. I mean, Tyler Hero is a bright spot for them, and Bam was supposed to come in this year with a new improved offensive game. That did not happen. Um, so yeah, I give him a D. D plus.
I just gave them a straight D. I even add the plus. I was asking, do D plus even exist? But I didn't even give him a D. I didn't even give him D plus. But yeah, they deserve a D. Tyler Hero is your best player. I don't think a lot of people thought Tyler Hero was going to be their best player. We thought Jimmy was coming in here, after all that nonsense happened in the offseason. He comes in here basically a contract year, and we thought he would play. You thought he would play good. That is not the case. He has done a lot of nonsense, and now he's suspended, but he's supposed to come back. But Jimmy has been in and out the lineup. Tyler Hero has been great for them. I give you that. Bam, like you said, the offense. We thought he's shooting more threes. That has happened from the Olympics. That has happened, but offense, he's only giving you 15 points per game. I think Bam really should be giving you at least 20.
Yes,
At
20 for
least
sure.
20. He's not giving you that. Terry Rozier has been a disappointment because Pat Riley said that was their acquisition of the year because Terry Rozier didn't play like all of last year, really. So Jaime Jaquez has taken a step back. I thought he was going to come back in sophomore year and be decent. That hasn't been the case. This team has not been that good. They just haven't, and they really deserve a D. Like they probably should deserve an F, but I give them a D though. The next team, the Detroit Pistons, I gave them a B plus.
I don't give my Detroit Pistons an A. My Detroit Pistons deserve an A. They have turned around their organizations from last year. Last year, how many games did they win?
What was
No more
it?
than 20. I know
14?
that.
I think it was
Yeah.
14. It had to be
So
14.
from 14 to now 21. That's amazing. Especially at this time of the year. I think they did a hell of a job with grabbing JB Bickerstaff, and JB Bickerstaff, he helped unlock Jaden Ivey. He helped that team start to play defense. They're still young and they're still trying to find ways to win, but they've been stringing along close games. I like the acquisitions that they picked up in the offseason. I think the Pistons did a really good job of rebuilding that team. I still think they're like a year or two away from really contending for real, for something in the playoffs. But I like where they're going so far. I like their trajectory.
I did give them an A because I'm still waiting to see. Because I'm not wishing no bad on them. But let's say they become back to being the old Pistons, then we go at the end of the year, and then we give them like a D. But after just going through the year now and being 21 and 19, I said the Pistons deserve a B plus. K has been great, all-star, in my opinion. Malik Beasley, the acquisition of Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway, maybe even Tobias somewhat, have been good for the Pistons. Asur still needs to get back fully healthy. Jalen Durant, for some apparent reason, has not been like he was
Yeah,
like
he's
his
took
couple
a
of years.
step back. Yeah.
He's taking a step back. And I don't know what that is, but the Pistons overall have been a really good team. And we could probably finally say the Pistons are officially back. We can actually say that now. I'm not gonna give them an A like you, but they do deserve at least a B plus. And I feel like if you would have told me this 2 years ago, they probably would have never got a B plus from me.
No, they wouldn't have.
The next team I got is the Atlanta Hawks. I gave them a C minus. unless they deserve a B. But I gave them a C.
Yeah, I was gonna say they deserve like a low B because they've exceeded expectations. Even though we both thought they was gonna be mid, they low key exceeded my expectations. I didn't think they would at least be 8 in the power standings right now. I thought they in the Eastern Conference standings right now. I thought they at least be 10 or 11, still fighting for a play-in. But Trey's been good this year. Quinn Snyder has put together a good team with surrounding him with Dyson Daniels um Jalen Johnson and the rookie. Um, so I'll give him like a low B, probably so like a B minus because they've exceeded my expectations.
I gave them a C minus because I think they are still mid. Like they are only 21-19, so they're literally 2 games away from being mid. They're 2 games away from being 2 losses away at least from being mid. Trey has been great. Jalen Johnson has been great. Jayson Daniels has been great for them. I don't think they probably did think this of him, but I don't think a lot of people thought he was going to be doing all this. They're still sometimes they still lose to weak teams. Man, losing to the Wizards at the beginning of the season is crazy. Still to this day. Still to
Nasty
this
work.
day. But they still like they still be losing to weak teams that they're probably better than. And then they're that team that lose to the weak teams but could beat the good teams. I don't know how that works, but that's just how it are. But I still think the Atlanta Hawks are still like a mid team. They're probably going to stay in this spot. They're probably going to be in play-in all year. Like that's probably what they're going to be. So that's basically what they was last year, mid. So I gave them a C minus. The next team, the Chicago Bulls, a D minus.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to give them an F if we being honest, but I'll go D just because they my hometown. But me personally, I think they need an F. The Bulls is one of the most historic franchises, and they fail us every single year. Every single year. We had that one good year when Lonzo was healthy, but other than that, we have not done anything. The Bulls are one of the most historic franchises, and they're one of the most horrible franchises. Um, because ain't no way we 18-23 with Zach LaVine, Kobe White, Vucevic, and what we got? We got Josh Giddey. It's like the roster isn't that bad, but it's like they can't string together games. I think they need to clean house. So Billy Donovan needs to be gone. Zach, Vucevic, all of them.
The defense, they got the second worst defense, scoring defense in the league. They give up 120 points per game. You're not going to win. And they only average 117. You're not going to win that way. Bro, the Bulls, you can honestly say they probably been underwhelming. I think they probably are better than this. Like, they're probably,
Yeah.
I don't care what no one says. Even though we thought the Pistons were going to improve, I think a lot of people would say that at least before the season that the Bulls should be
Be
better than
better
the
than the
Pistons.
business. Yeah.
And they're not. They're not better than them. They probably should be better than the Heat, not better than them. The Hawks have beaten them multiple times this year, and they should probably be better than the Hawks, or at least in that same category. But every time I look up, they lose it to some weak teams that they're not supposed to. Zach LaVine could drop 30 all he won. That team's still not good enough. It's just not. Like Vucevic is having a career year. Kobe White is still having a decent year. Josh Giddey, yeah, he's there. He's just there. But the Bulls probably should be better than this, but they're not good. Like they're just not. The only reason they're probably in play is because Philly is bad. They're terrible. That's
Mm-hmm.
really the only reason. So the Bulls a D minus. The next team, the Philadelphia 76ers. F.
It's low key
No,
hard trying to.
you know it's an F,
It's
bro.
hard trying to grade them, bro, because they
It's
all
not
been
hard.
injured the entire season. That's like
But
the Pelicans. The Pelicans would be hard to grade because they've been injured all season. If they were fully healthy, we wouldn't give them no D or
but they're
no
not.
F,
So you
not like
have to
that.
go. But what are we going off now? It's they. You know they are an F. You know they're an F. They have been terrible this year. They've been terrible.
Yeah, they suck.
They've
And I was
been
so high on
bad.
them. I was
You
so high
sure
on them.
was. You even
But I
said Paul
but
George
but
could be
I
the best
did give a
player.
disclaimer. I
Nah.
said, barring injuries, I said if they were all healthy, this will be a good team. Banking on them being healthy, they have not been healthy the entire season.
Yeah, you
No,
were
but
so
none of
high.
them have.
You thought Paul George was just gonna be the best player all of a sudden. I don't know where that came from. You was smoking. You was definitely smoking that day. You was smoking that day. Simone, was he smoking that day? He said that nonsense. He had to be. He had to be. But no, the 76ers deserve an F because even with Tyrese Maxey and Paul George, they still be getting beat down. They don't even put up a fight. Bruh, I thought this was gonna be a really good team. I thought they fixed the bench. The bench has been terrible. Bench has been bad. Jared McCain has gotten hurt. Joel Embiid has been in and out of the lineup. But you would think, even when it's at least two of them, they will be bad. They will at least be decent. They're still not even decent.
I mean, they don't have no back. They don't have a backup big.
Andre
Like
Drummond,
you said,
but
he's been hurt. He's been hurt.
I mean, they signed him though.
So like I mean, if we really think about that roster, not really that good. Yabusele, he's all right. Jared McCain, he was good, but he's gotten injured. Ricky Council, they need to. I think they should be playing Ricky. They should have been playing Ricky Council more. Like you said, we thought the bench would have been an upgrade, but the bench is not it at all. And so, like, when you don't have really good players around Maxey and Paul George, what more can they do? Especially if Paul George been playing inconsistent this year to start off. So
it's terrible. Before we go to the next team, from the Orlando Magic to the end of this month, they will be playing the Magic. They lost. Thunder. They lost. The Knicks. They lost. They face the Pacers next, the Bucks, the Nuggets, the Cavs, the Bulls, the Lakers,
schedule.
The Kings, and the Nuggets.
They got a tough schedule. I only heard like 1 or 2 wins out of there.
And the only reason they can still make it is because they're in the East. If they was in the West, this wouldn't even be a conversation. But Philly is an F. They have been very disappointing this year. Very.
Yeah.
The next team, the Brooklyn Nets. They're a D-. They're not an
F. Hold on. How you get them a D, but you get a Philly a F?
The only reason I gave, first of all, Philly gets an F because we thought they was going to be at least good in the beginning of the year. They were terrible all year. At least I can say with the Nets, they exceeded expectations at the beginning of the year. No one thought I think if we go back to the over under, we probably picked the under on their wins. They're going to beat the over. So that's the only reason why they get a D- because
I got to look back and see what it was.
Because they exceeded expectations on their wins. Bro, the Brooklyn Nets have 14 wins already. I don't think no one projected them to have 14 wins. They were playing better than what a lot of people thought in the beginning of the year. That's just facts. So that's why they get a D-.
I don't know, dog. I don't know if I can get them no D. I mean, I ain't mad at a D- because D-, like a D- versus a D is two different things. But like, I low-key want to give them an F because, bro, they haven't even like. First off, y'all supposed to be tanking to get Cooper Flagg. Y'all not even tanking right. How you not tanking right? Y'all supposed to be 6-32. Y'all want Cooper Flagg so bad. Y'all supposed to be 6-32, right? Oh, what's the Pelicans? The Pelicans got 10 games. Okay, so yeah, y'all supposed to be 6-32 right now. Y'all not even tanking right. Y'all not even doing y'all job right. Like, come on, dog.
Bro, the Nets. Where are the Nets, bro? Their over-under is 20. They're probably going to get a 20 wins. That's why I'm saying they were better than what we thought. So that's why they get a D-. Oh, they've been super bad recently. But if you would have told me basically at the halfway point the Nets would be 14-27, I'd be like, bro, what? They should be 6-32 like the Wizards, but they're not. The Sixers, they are not supposed to be 15-24. They're not. They're supposed to be at least 22-17 like the Bucks, but they're not.
I even say 500. They at least supposed to be 500.
At least 500, but they're not even 500. The next team, the Toronto Raptors, F.
Yeah, the Raptors are F. The Raptors definitely have underachieved this season. Granted, quickly as was injured to start the season, though, and RJ Barrett had some time off. Then Scotty Barnes was injured, but that team isn't good regardless. Even with just them three not playing, like they don't. I mean, you got Grady Dick and Chris Boucher, but and Polo, but this team is not good at all. I'm surprised this team got 10 wins. If we be
But they
honest.
just got the 10th win last night, so
Man, I'm surprised they look like one. They look like the Wizards.
now the Wizards are terrible. The Wizards are terrible. But no, they are F because I did think they would be better than this. But like, yeah, you said it. They miss some time quickly, but you still got Scotty, you still got RJ. Grady Dick has played really good. He was in a candidate for like a most improved player. He was in the
Improve,
beginning
yeah.
of the year. He was in there. He's come back down to earth. Jakob has been pretty good for them. But I mean, they said it. They're not trying to win. They this is their rebuilding year anyway. But they're a free W coupon because they was almost, I think, maybe like what a month ago or something. They was like on the 10-game losing streak. So they're F, man. The Raptors are terrible. The next team, the Charlotte Hornets, they're an F. They're not good either, bro.
I'll say I gave them a D, and only reason why I gave them a D is for optimistic purposes only because even though they are 9-28, Brandon Miller has missed some time, Melo missed some time, but I believe in their coaching. I think they have a really good coach on their hands. I think he's starting to turn around the culture. Um, and they've played, even though their record doesn't show it to me, they've played better than what they played last year because last year it didn't look like they cared at all. Like if they got blown out, they was gonna get blown out. But now this year, if they was getting blown out, they at least trying to fight back. So they got some type of fight in them now since they got Charles Lee. So that's the only reason why I would get on the D is because I'm optimistic about the team turning around.
What they got to do with the halfway point? What they got to do with
Yeah,
that?
they've been playing better than what they've been playing last year. Since the halfway point, they've been playing
I
better than what they
guarantee
was
you it's
last year.
probably the same. I guarantee you it's probably the same though.
I don't think so.
If I go back and look, I guarantee you is either worse or damn near the same at
The
the
record
halfway.
might
That's what
look
I'm
the
saying.
same, but the record and stuff might look the same, but the play can be different. So like instead of like, yeah, we lost this game, but instead of losing it by 20, we lost by 10 or we lost by 5 or something like that. Like that's totally different. They giving more effort. When they had Steve Clifford, there was no effort on that court whatsoever. I'm just out here. They did the whole Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
And the Nets get an F, right? From you?
The Nets? Nah, what did I get as? I think I did give them an F. I think I did.
All right. Just making sure. 9-28. Worse in the league. Second worst record in the league. Could get you a
Bro,
D
the Nets can't
minus.
even do them damn. They did they damn
It don't
job
matter
right.
though. It don't matter though. And you was hesitant on giving the Sixers an F, and they've been terrible. But with the Hornets, who are 9-28 at the halfway point, you're giving them grace, even though they've been bad. They only have 9 wins, brother. 9. Yes, I get it. They're playing better, but from the halfway point, they still damn near probably got the same record as last year.
I give them
They've
give
been
them the
terrible.
D.
They have been terrible still. They've been bad. They've been a bad team. This team's an F. Yes, I've seen some improvement, Charles Lee, yada yada yada. But the Hornets ain't done nothing. Yes, Mark Williams has come back. Brandon Miller had a good year. Has been having a good year, but he's been hurt. LaMelo has been hurt as per usual. Miles Bridges is having an off year. Like it feels like just the same, almost the same team. They're still losing. Like it don't matter if you lose by 10, you're still losing. Because that's what you told me last week when I said the Magic was barely won. You said, well, you won, right? So, like I said, they still losing, right? So you gotta give that same energy. Don't matter if you lose it by 10, you still taking the L. So the Hornets deserve an F. They're 9-28. The last team in the East, the Washington Wizards, F.
Yeah, they get that. That's self-explanatory. Any them and the Pelicans are self-explanatory.
The Washington Wizards are 6-32. They're on 11. They're on a 7-game losing streak. I don't even know what they're doing, if we're being honest. I honestly don't know. They're just They just have players. Jordan Poole has had a good year. I give you that. He's had definitely a better year than last year, but they're still losing. They're 6-32. They're probably going to struggle to get that 10th win. I don't know when they're getting that 10th win. I really don't.
they gonna
But
they gonna get at least 10 this year. I don't know if they gonna crack 15. That might be hard.
their next schedule is they got the Warriors, Kings, Lakers, Clippers, Suns, Mavericks, Raptors, and Lakers to end
They
this
could
month.
probably beat the Raptors.
Yeah, they could.
Probably
They could.
Raptors.
I would probably pick the Raptors. But the Wizards deserve an F. They are F. Now we're heading to the Western Conference. The first team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, A plus.
Yeah, they get an A+, bro. That should be self-explanatory too. Even without Chet, and now even without Chet, they've been playing amazing. Their defense has been amazing. They've beat the top teams in the league. Like, what more can you ask for them?
Yeah, man, the Thunder, they are the best team, honestly, arguably in the NBA. I think a lot of people thought they would still be good, but to say they would be 33-6 is actually, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people thought that, but they are 33-6. Shea is having another MVP year. Chet, like you just said, has been out. Isaiah Hartenstein was out for a minute. Now he's out again, and they're still probably going to be a good team. So the Thunder deserve an A+ from me. The next team, the Houston Rockets. I gave them an A+.
Yeah, they deserve A+ too. I did not think the Houston Rockets will ever be number 2 in the Western Conference. I thought at best they can be 4, maybe 5 and 6, but I did not see 2. I did not see 2 at all. They definitely exceeded all expectations from everyone this year.
Yeah, the Rockets. I did have a hot take saying that they will be top 4 in the West, and I think that's going to stay true all year. I think they're going to be top 4 in the West all year. Jalen Green has stepped his play up. Fred has been decent. Alperen Sengun could be an all-star this year, and Amen Thompson. You talked about him earlier, man. He's one of the reasons why they are good, especially in the starting lineup. He is one of the reasons. And Ime Udoka in year 2 with the Rockets, they were 41-41 last year. Now they're 27-12. So they're going to probably get 50 wins, most likely, or at least high 40s. So they deserve an A+ because they have turned it around. The next team, the Memphis Grizzlies. I gave them a B+.
Yeah, I think the Grizzlies they've been good this season. They've been around like a B+. Especially since Ja missed some games and they were still winning games without him. I mean, they've been doing that since even though he misses games. But the Grizzlies has been good. Even especially with their acquisitions of their rookies and Jalen Wells and Zach E. They've played okay and they helped that team be the 3rd seed in the West. I mean, I don't think no one had them at 3 though. They
Yeah.
probably had them in the mid, like 4 through 6. So they've exceeded expectations as well.
Yeah, man, the Memphis Grizzlies, they've been Jaren Jackson is you can argue Jaren Jackson should be an all-star. He's having a
Yeah,
really
no,
good year this year.
he low key's been their best player this entire
Yes.
year.
Yes, he has been their best player. Desmond Bain has been good. Job when he has played, he has been good. But like you said, 3rd in the West. I don't think a lot of people expected that. So, and Zach Edey has been good, and all their other rookies have been good for them when they get minutes. And to see them 3rd in the West, it's like
With no
y'all are
GG
really
Jackson
good.
too.
And
GG
they
Jackson hadn't even played.
and Vince Williams too. He was good for them
Yeah,
last year. So they don't even have them two, and they're still 3rd in the West. So you got to give Taylor Jenkins credit, and you got to give all them other players credit.
they
They're
bench
they're
low
really
key
good.
deep because they still got Luke Kennard, Scottie
Yep.
Pippen,
Yeah.
Huff.
Yeah, they got a lot
Yeah,
of good players on that team.
they got a lot of good players.
So they
Marcus
deserve a B+.
Smart.
The Denver Nuggets. I gave them a B-. But if they get a C, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I low key give them a C+ because like they haven't been that good. They have let me say put it like this. They haven't been the Denver Nuggets that we know. They have not been a dominating team like we would think they would have. They have been a top 3 team like we thought they would have been. They've been barely, even though they have been winning games, they've been barely scraping by winning games. And granted, a W is a W, but They've been scraping by when they shouldn't be scraping by team they're supposed to beat. Um, but they still, I give them a C because they're still a top 5 team in the West. They just aren't performing how we all thought they were.
Yeah, and I think that is the reason why they got a B. I gave them a B minus because they still are. They're top four. They're top four seed in the West. They're not dominant as they've been as they was last year. They were literally like clearly like number one, number two. I don't even think that this year from them. I don't think they're like the best team in the West or the past couple of years. It's just something I think is their bench. Their bench really hasn't been good outside of Westbrook. Really, he's been a vocal. He's been probably their second best player, honestly, which is crazy. I don't think a lot of people thought he'd be their second best player throughout this season, but he has. And even with Jamal Murray not playing like how he is, how he was, and Aaron Gordon been in and out the lineup, Michael Porter has been decent, but not really. They're still fourth in the West, and that's because of Jokic been great. Like that's
Yeah,
really
he's been
why, because
keeping
he's
them
been
afloat.
so great. So you give them credit, and it's like they never. If they was like how the Bucks were, like the Bucks were bad at one point, and then they moved up. The Nuggets were always good. They just would never
Hmm.
dominant enough to be like at the top of the West. So that's why they deserve a B plus. Well, B minus from me at least. The next team, the Los Angeles Clippers. I gave them a B minus.
I give the Clippers a C plus.
Okay,
I
okay.
honestly thought the
I thought you
Clippers
was gonna
were
give
gonna
them an
be.
A. I thought you was gonna give them an A, low key. I ain't gonna lie.
Only reason why I'm giving the C because they started off really good. I didn't think they would have been 5 to be honest with you. I thought they were gonna be like 7, 8, 9, 10, like in the play-in. But they've been sneaky good. So no, matter of fact, I'll give them a B. I'm not. I'll take it back. I give them a B because they started off good. They fell off a little bit, but they still were able to keep a top 5 seed in the West without Kawhi. And now you got Kawhi back. I mean, he's not going to play back to backs, and he still may miss more games, to keep him healthy for the playoffs. But they've been keeping this afloat. Norman Powell and James Harden have been doing their thing. And the Clippers, they've been in every game, well, almost every game this season. So, yeah, I'll give them a B. They've been hooping.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like I thought, you said C. I was like, wow. I thought you were gonna give them an A because you the one that been saying this is a sneaky team. They could go in
Yeah,
the
they are.
playoffs,
They still are a sneaky
they
team.
make a run. I mean, Norman Powell has been their best scorer. James Harden's been the somewhat. He's not Houston. I'm not going with that no more. He's not that guy no more. And he hasn't been dropping 30s and 40s, but he's been he's still been really good, 20 and like 10 every night. But the fact the Clippers are basically a fifth seed and Kawhi has basically missed majority of the year, I think that deserves you to at least get a B minus. Not an A though. Maybe if they were like top 3 or top 4, I'd probably give them an A. But since they are at least a top 6 seed, I think that deserves. I think that gives it deserve. They deserve to get a B minus in my opinion. The Clippers are being good. I didn't think they would be this. I thought they would be mid. I thought they'd just be mid,
I
but
thought they'd be
they're
where the
better.
Hawks are at right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I thought they'd be kind of like where the Hawks are, but they're better than that. They're still a good team. They're still a good team. I said in the beginning of the year, I said when you look at the roster really ain't that bad. Like I said, I was like, this team really ain't that bad if you really look at it. But they've been good. The next team, the Dallas Mavericks. I gave them a C minus.
Yeah, I'll give them a C. And that's only because Luca. I mean, they're number 7 right now, and they're technically one game away from being top 6 team. But Luca's been injured majority of the season. Has been playing through injuries majority of the season. Kyrie just got hurt, so they gonna have their little. They have their little slump. But I'll just give them that because they'll see because they've been losing games. So yeah, and Luca hasn't been healthy. So they've been a mid team so far, halfway through the season.
I feel like majority of the year they've been mid. I know they were at the top of the West at one point, but the majority of the year they were mid. Luca wasn't playing like Luca in the beginning of the year. Kyrie was still playing good. Everybody else was playing decent, but they weren't like how people thought. You come off a finals appearance and people were saying, "Hey,
Yeah,
the Nuggets could be
top
hey, at
4,
least
top 5.
yeah, top 4, yeah, top 4 in the West," and they have it. And yes, Luca is hurt and Kyrie's hurt. Now they're really going to start losing games. And we thought, I think a lot of people thought the Mavericks would be decent without Luca. man, they suck without him. They're bad.
Yeah.
They're not a good team without
Yeah.
Luka and Kyrie in the lineup. They're just a bunch of
I
role
mean,
players.
because I was just gonna say, besides Kyrie and Luca, who else is gonna score for y'all? I mean,
Spencer
you got
Dinwiddie.
Clay. You got.
I mean, yes. That's who else could who else
I
on
mean,
that team could really get their own shot?
he has been scoring for them, but are we really counting on Spencer Dinwiddie to be one of our consistent scorers?
No.
No, no. That's so. It's like besides Luca and Kyrie, they really don't have no consistent scorers. That's why they been losing. The
Yeah.
defense has still been okay, but they ain't got enough offensive power.
Yeah. So the Mavericks, they get a C minus. The next team, the Los Angeles Lakers, a C minus.
Yeah, I give the Lakers a C. They're just same as last year. They're literally probably in the exact same spot they was last year.
They probably are low key. The Lakers are mid. The Lakers
Yeah,
are
they've been
very mid.
mid. They
The Lakers
started
are
off
very
the
mid.
season hot. They started off the season hot though. I thought they was gonna be a top 14. The way they was playing to begin the season, AD was having MVP like numbers, putting up 20s and 20s, but they haven't. They fell off since.
Yeah, that bench isn't good. The shooting isn't really that good. It's really LeBron is
Same old,
still
same old, huh?
saying LeBron. AD was an MVP candidate at the beginning of the year, but get rid of D'Lo. Austin Reeves has stepped his play up probably the past month or so, but it's not good enough. They still need more pieces. But the Lakers so far, they haven't been really bad, but they haven't been really amazing. They're mid. The Lakers are mid team, so the Lakers they get a C minus from me. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I gave them a D minus.
Yeah, the Timberwolves, they get a D for sure. They have definitely been underwhelming. Even though they got Julius Randle and we thought there could be some concerns on the offensive end, they just haven't looked good. They haven't looked good in no facet of the game. Offensive end, they haven't looked good. Defensively, they haven't looked good. And you traded for Randle, and he's not even in the closing lineups anymore. So this team just looks nasty in general. Like we said like a week or two ago, it's a throwaway year.
Timberwolves are bad. I don't think they're bad. I think they're like below average. Like they're not like super good, but they're not really bad enough to be super bad. Like they're below average. Like they should be better than 21 and 19, but they're not. It's really just Ant that has to score for them. Dante DiVincenzo has stepped to play up recently because they moved Mike Conley. Because didn't I say I was like, shouldn't you move Mike Conley to the bench? And Lord behold, they did it. He hasn't gave you nothing all year. He hasn't. He just has. He looks old. Rudy Gobert is not having no type of Rudy Gobert defensive player of the years. Randall has been not good for them this year, but they haven't been so bad that they deserve an F. So they deserve a D minus. The next team, the Sacramento Kings, I gave them a D minus too.
Yeah, I think they only. I'll give them a C minus, and the only reason why I'm giving them a C minus is because of that win streak that they just had. Because to start the year off, they were terrible, and then once Doug Christie got there, he opened up the offense. I think he opened up DeMar a little bit, and that's why they found some success on the little 7-game win streak. But I'm only giving them a C minus because the little 7-game win streak that they had. They turned it around a little bit. Because we thought they were supposed to be better than what they are right now, too.
I thought they would be good, just not 20 and 20 though. They should be better than that. I think you say you had them like probably a top 4 seed in the West. They could potentially be a top 4.
They could potentially be a top 4. I had
Okay,
them as
so
one of
yeah,
my dark horse teams too.
yes.
Them and the
So
Clippers.
and they haven't been none of the defense still bad. We thought that the addition of DeMar DeRozan was going to help. So far as at the halfway point, it's not. It really hasn't helped that much. The Kings, they fire Mike Brown. It's like y'all should be better than this, but y'all really not. Y'all just I can't even really say y'all mid. Like y'all really just haven't been a good team because at one point they were on a losing streak, then they go on a win streak. But they should be better than this. They deserve a D minus for me. The next team, the San Antonio Spurs, B minus.
I give them a C plus. I like what they've been doing so far to start the season. It was a little shaky at first, then they caught wind, and then they just lost the other night. I like with Chris Paul has done with Wemby and the others. And we're forgetting they haven't had Pop all year. I'm not saying that um that they have a bad coach right now, but I believe if Pop was there, I think Pop would have done a lot of things differently. I think he would have called a lot of games differently, and that could have potentially led to more wins.
How
So
many
far
more
they've been.
wins? What,
I'll have
four
to go
more
to their,
wins?
I'll have to go to their schedule and see what games they could have won. But I think if Pop was there, they would have had more than 19 wins by now. Um, but I give them a C. I give them a C. I give them a C plus. They've been Victor's taking the next step. Victor's been really good. Chris Paul's been really good. Everybody's been playing well for them.
Just
It's
the
just the
fact they
West
got
is just a
19, just the fact they got 19 wins is better than what a lot of people thought. Like, we thought they would play better, but they're in the thick of the playing race. So that makes me give you a B minus. Victor been great. Chris Paul has helped them play better. Stephon Castle has played good when he gets the consistent minutes. So Devin Vassell just came back off injury, but he's been good. Like, I mean, the fact you're
they
19 and
literally
20.
yeah, they literally one game out of ninth.
Yeah,
They could
so
be
the
literally
fact
and
that
then
they're a half game out of ninth. They're a
they
half game.
having
Yeah,
three
so the
games
fact
and they seventh. They
yeah, so
can
the
really
fact
jump fifth.
yeah, I don't know
22
if
and
they can.
because
I,
the Clippers are
I, ain't-
22 and 17. That's
I
only
don't
three
think
games.
I don't think they jump in. I don't think they jump in fifth. That's just me, but I
That's only three
just the
games.
fact that they're in the thick of the play-in race and gives you it says I said that they deserve at least a B minus. The Spurs are decent. They're okay. Their Spurs are okay. The Phoenix Suns D minus.
Yeah, they deserve a D, bro. This has been a failure. This big three so far, as between Bill, Book, and KD, has been a failure. Now if they've got Nick Richards, maybe that helps eliminate some of their defensive problems that they have. And maybe, but Bradley Bill's hurt now. Um, so hopefully the Suns can turn around. I'll give them a D though. They've started out this halfway mark of this season off on a rough start.
Bro, they're 19 and 20. They should not be. If anything, they should be a 6 seed. They're not even in the playoffs. A team with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal are not in the playoffs. That shouldn't happen. You guys should be better than that. And yes, injuries, whatever. But y'all have at least had a two of them on the court at all times. And y'all still been losing. So how can I give you anything higher than a D? Like how? Like you guys have not been that good. Y'all should be better than that. Y'all should probably some people thought you guys were championship contenders. Now we don't even know if y'all gonna make the playoffs.
I think they
So
still gonna make the playoffs
I
though. I
I think
still think
so.
they're gonna make it.
I think so, but to some people they probably think they ain't gonna make the playoffs. So I give them a D minus.
If they
Next
don't make the
team,
playoffs, then you break it up.
yeah. What we keeping all these people for? We can't even, we're getting so we get swept in the first round, then we can't make the playoffs with Kevin Durant and Booker and Bill. Come on now. The next team, the Golden State Warriors, D minus.
Yeah, the Warriors. I damn near want to give them an F. I damn near, but I give them a D only because they in the play-in right now. But that roster isn't good, and then the whole BS talking about we don't need to improve our roster, we don't need to trade anything, but that's BS. Like, stop lying. And then the fact that Steve Kerr isn't playing Kaminga, and at one point he was playing like 12 guys, it's a mess over there. It's a mess over there in Golden State.
The Warriors are they're not even mid. They're 20 and 20, but they are not like that type
No,
of
they
mid.
not mid. No.
They are a bad team. Steph Curry is having a down year. Everybody on that team is having down years. This team is just not good. They're like maybe I don't think there's a chance that your hot take might come true for real, for real. The Spurs will make the playoffs and the Warriors won't. There's a realistic chance that's gonna happen. Like I can honestly say the Warriors might not make it because I can see the Spurs or the Thunder or the Suns passing them unless
Yeah.
they make a move. So the Warriors have been really bad. The Suns were destined to fail. Besides name recognition, they have nothing. No bench, no point guard, no center. Hold on, brother. Point guard, different story.
Yeah, the point guard is the only thing I said they got, but everything else you hit on the head. They ain't got no bench. They didn't have no center. They don't have a center. Maybe Nick Richards can help them out. But yeah, they've been nothing short of a failure.
We got 3 more teams, then Pickems, then we can go. Next team, the Portland Trailblazers. I gave them an F, but if you gave them a D minus, I ain't upset at it.
Yeah, I'm giving my boys. I'm giving my boys a D. Um, it's like I was telling you earlier. Like I don't know what's going on over there. DeAndre Ayton's minutes are fluctuating. They don't know if they want to start Scoot some games or bring him off the bench. Anthony has been in and out the lineup to start the season. Shaden Sharp was injured earlier in the season. It's like they have no true direction. And then on top of that, what's your team around? What's your team? What's your identity of your team? We don't have a team identity. It's just it's just a bunch of guys out there hooping, playing pickup. It look like they just at the rack hooping, bro. That's all it is. They got a lot of guys on their team with a lot of talent, but they ain't doing nothing with it. Um, I'm surprised that they got 13 wins. To be honest,
I agree with you
I thought
100%.
I'm surprised they got 13 wins, but yeah, I give them a D.
They basically just got a bunch of names, bunch of players, and a bunch of names with talent, and still be out there losing. Like you got Jeremy Grant, Denny Avnia, Scoot, Simon, Shaden Sharp. You got a lot of talent, but still
Yeah.
haven't been good. Like you would think they would be better, but they not. They're still bad. They're still a bad team. And Chauncey Billups, I don't think this is gonna save his job. Like you say he's a good coach, but what has he done? Like I feel like what has he improved? Like they should be better. They not say they should be better, but I think we should see some improvement. And I feel like we haven't seen improvement. Like they
Well,
still are a bad team.
as far as like individual wise, like players individually, I've seen improvement. I've seen improvement from Shaden Sharp. I've seen improvement from Scoot Henderson. Anthony was already the player that he was by the time Chauncey came. Klingon has been playing better each and every game. So I've seen improvements individual. Kamara has improved. Um, so I've seen improvements individually. It's just as a team, nah, they have not improved. I just don't think Chauncey Billups is like a young team coach. I think he needs those veteran players. Because if we think about it, some of them people probably don't even know who Chauncey Billups is on the team. If we being realistic, Scoot Henderson probably heard of Chauncey Billups before, but he probably never watched Chauncey Billups play. Same thing with Shaden Sharp. Same thing probably with Donovan Klingon. Like they probably don't even know who he is. So it's hard trying to listen to a coach where, yeah, he was a player's coach, but I don't know how good you really was. Yeah, they say you was good, but that don't mean nothing to me. These YNs different.
I don't care if you play good. Can you coach? I think that's all that
I
matters.
think
Can
he
you coach?
can. I think he can. It's
Can
just they young, bro. It's hard to
Th-
coaching young guys.
see? I don't want to do this, but the Blazers should probably be where the Spurs are. But the thing is, Wemby is so great. That's why he's up there giving them 19 wins. But if you go roster to roster, you could probably say the Blazers might have a more talented team, but they still only have 13 wins. They should probably have 19 wins where the Spurs are, but they don't. And Wemby,
It's
like I said, Wemby is so great. He has them at 19.
It's
But
culture too, though. The Spurs culture as in itself is a winning organization. Like the Blazers, they've won in the past before. But you don't really they two different organizations. You don't really consider the Trailblazers a really like a franchise like the Spurs. You know what I mean? The Spurs, they have a culture, they have an identity. You know what I mean? The Blazers don't have that at all.
we ain't gonna act like the Spurs weren't just trash for like the past like 3-4 years. Does that not exist?
Yeah, but we still believed in what the Spurs system as far as them developing players. They always know how to develop. They developed Dejounte Murray. They developed Tony Parker. They developed Manu, Tim Duncan, David Rob. They developed Kawhi, developed hella players. Danny Green. Like, come on now. Like, who have the Trailblazers? You could say the Trailblazers are really developed. You can't say Dame because Dame was already good coming in. You can't say LaMarcus.
How come we can't say them?
You can't say B Roy. You can't say
How,
because those
how
players
come
was already they were already great before they came to that team.
So Dame was great coming out of Weber State.
Bro, the man went from
I
not
mean,
even knowing who he was, and then
so
he
he
went
was
from a
great.
top
I
a
mean,
lottery
he was
pick.
great. He was great. He
He
was a
put
great
up
player.
numbers at Weber State.
So
Yes,
he was
he
great.
put up
Okay,
amazing numbers at Weber
okay,
State.
okay,
Hence
all
why
right,
he went in the lottery.
okay. Then why he ain't go in the top 5 then?
Because he went to Weber State. If he would have went to any other mid Division One school or a top Division One school, he probably would have been a top 5, top 3 pick.
Great is a strong word. I could say good, but great is crazy.
Bro, the Trailblazers have not really developed anybody. When you look at the Spurs, they've developed tons of players. Name me one player that the Blazers have developed.
Damn. They probably developed. You act like
No,
Dame just was just gonna be amazing just coming in. He was still good, but it's not like he came in here and was dropping 30.
bro,
He
the
had to
man,
develop.
bro,
He had
bro,
to
his rookie,
develop.
bro, his rookie year, what did he do to the Houston Rockets?
He hit a game winner.
He
What they
gamed their ass.
what
You
they
go to
gotta
the Spurs, when
what
they
they have
drafted
to do
Kawhi,
anything?
we did not think Kawhi was going to be this player that he was. They thought Kawhi was an okay player, and they turned him into an amazing player. When they got Danny Green, people didn't think shit of Danny Green. But once Danny Green started hooping in them playoffs, people considered Danny Green a good 3-and-D player. They developed him. He spent time in their G League. They worked him out. They got his shot better. Tony Parker, when Tony Parker came in, they didn't think nothing of Tony Parker. They said, who is this French guard? And Tony Parker became one of the best point guards in that franchise. Same thing with Manu. People didn't think too much of Manu, but now Manu is one of the best left-hand players to ever play in the NBA. Only people that you can say that they came in and they knew they were going to be good was Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
But if you speak high,
But David Robinson wasn't that skilled offensively before he got
but
to the Spurs.
But my thing is, you keep hyping up Chauncey Billups being great. How come he can't develop these guys then? You
He
just said
has.
he's a good.
He's developed Scoop
Then
and he's
why are they
developed
still
Shannon
bad?
Sharp.
That's what I'm saying. Why are they still bad?
Because it's a team thing. It's a culture. You can help. I can still be a good coach and help people develop individually. But if we can't all put it together as a team, we're not going to be good. I can tell you everything that you need to know, need to do, and I can tell you all the winning formula. But if y'all don't follow it and y'all don't believe in it, we're not going to be a good team. You have to buy in. When it's the Spurs, you have to buy in or you're going to be kicked to the side. When DeJounte Murray first got drafted there, he was like, why are they playing guards that they got from overseas over me and I was a lottery pick? Like they was trying to break my character. They was trying to break me down. But he didn't let that happen. So it's two different organizations.
Dame came in the league averaging 19 points his rookie year. Then he's developed into basically a 25, 27, 30 point per game.
He was already good coming in. They didn't develop him at all. He came in averaging 20. How is they going to develop him and you came in averaging 20 as a fucking rookie? How's that development?
I cannot finish. He became a better 3-point shooter all by time on. That's development. He became a better passer. That's development. You act like he just came in and was just averaging 25 points, but that's not true, though. They have developed players. Maybe not to the Spurs, but they have developed some players. And probably I agree. Culture-wise, that makes a difference. But I'm not gonna act like the Spurs weren't just bad. Literally last year, they were bad. The Blazers, you can't tell me Chauncey Billups is this good coach. He's good coach, but they suck. Like they've been bad. They've been bad. And if Chauncey Billups, if he don't want to be there, he can basically say, hey man, I resigned from the organization. There's probably better opportunities for me. But he's choosing to stay, develop these players. They haven't done anything. They're still not a good team. So my thing is, Chauncey Billups is not the coach you probably think he is. Because if that was the case, these players, they would be better.
It's the same thing with Kobe, bro. When Kobe first came in, Kobe had that. He didn't do anything his rookie year because he barely played. But Kobe was going to develop into Kobe regardless of who the coach was. So any coach that had him, they weren't developing Kobe because Kobe had that mindset of he was going to be one of the best ever. So regardless of who his coach was, he was going to develop into who he was regardless. The same thing with Dame. It didn't matter who his coach was. Dame was going to be this player eventually anyways. He came in averaging 20 damn near as a rookie already. What more do you have to develop with him? He already had the mindset. He already had the skill set. He had everything. All he needed was more time and experience. That had shit to do with coaching. Scoot Henderson, we thought Scoot was going to be amazing coming in his rookie year because he killed with the G League Ignite. Multiple people thought that. Analysts thought that. A lot of people across the board thought that. That's why he went 2. But he didn't. Then they got Chauncey, and Chauncey's helped him develop every year he's been in the league.
He's only been in the league for 2 years, bro.
He's developed. He's technically been in the league for more than 2 years. He's been on the NBA scene for 2 years, but he's been in the league for like 3-4 years already with the G League.
But you just said the G League don't matter. You just said the G League don't matter. They don't do anything down there.
Chauncey helped Scoop develop, bro. Them coaches that had Dame, they didn't fucking help Dame develop. Dame did that on his own. Anthony Simons, only reason why he developed because he had CJ and he had Dame. So they helped bring him along. Those coaches didn't help him.
Scoot averaged 14. Now he averaging 11. He's basically averaging the same.
But he's playing better. His IQ is better. His decision making has been better. His IQ has been better. He's been playing a better overall brand of basketball. And that has to do with Chauncey Billups.
Then why aren't they better? I'm still trying to figure this out. How can you say they develop all these players, but they are not where they should be?
Everybody has to buy in. I can help you develop as an individual player. I can help Daniel develop as an individual player. But if everybody on my team is not buying into my schemes, offensively and defensively, how can I? Like Monty Williams, nobody bought into Monty Williams, and they thought Monty Williams was a great coach. And what did he do for the Pistons? Nothing at all.
Look, I got a question. When the Spurs were bad, those like 3 years, did everybody buy in?
I don't think so. I don't think.
Who do you think? What decent player on that team do you think not bought in? When they had Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson, not Titus, Trey Jones. Who did you think not bought in? Because if you're taking in the Spurs, if everybody's bought in, why were they so bad then? I'm trying to figure this out. They were terrible. Like, come on. Like, no pop team you would think would be that bad. That bad. But wouldn't be so great. That's what I'm saying. The Blazers, with all this development, all this talent, they should be better. They should have 19 wins at least.
22, 23. 22, 23. Bro, do you see that look at their rosters, bro? You talking about decent rosters? They're 2022, 2023 roster. Bro, you said they had a bunch of decent players on their team and they were still losing games. You just said that.
I said who on their team did you think bought in? Who did you think?
You said what decent player on their team did not buy in? That's exactly what you said.
Okay, and I said from Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy, who did you think bought in? Because you just said you don't think everybody bought in.
Bro, do you look at their roster? They had Dominique Barlow, Charles Bailey, he's okay. Bates Diop, he's not even on the roster. Brenningham. Julian Champagne, Zach Collins, George Niang, Devontae Graham, Jordan Hall, Elias Johnson, Keldon Johnson, Stanley Johnson, Trey Jones. That roster is not good. Why didn't you think they weren't winning? There were no good players on there besides Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, who wasn't even really coming into his own yet. And Jimmy Sohan wasn't even the player that he is now.
Charles, you need
to come on.
Charles, once again, I'm gonna say this again because I feel like I always gotta say this again. Answer the question from the decent players that were on the team. Who do you think bought in? Because you still have not that answer.
The only niggas that bought in was the niggas you named: Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, Trey Jones, and probably Keldon Johnson. There's still 12 other players.
Okay, but those are your good players, right? Those are your good players. So, okay, so now we're
How
going
many
to the
players are on the
Blazers.
court at the same time?
So now
Five.
Five.
So
Okay, so
everybody has to buy in, and those players weren't as good as they are now.
bro, but okay. So we're gonna I get it.
Bro, that roster was terrible. Even if I have 4 players out of 15 buying in. You really expect to win games like that?
But you have the Spurs culture, right? You just said that, right?
Bro, it's 4 players out of 15.
Right. But you have Pop in the Spurs. God. You just told me that the Spurs. You said that, right?
I can't, bro. Yes, I'm popping the Spurs, but if these players are not buying in, I can't do nothing about that. Only other thing I can do is trade them or get some other players in that I think will buy in. Hence, their whole roster changed over the very next year.
It's the same roster. They just added 2 dudes.
Bro, the following year after that,
outside of Wemby, it's literally like the same team besides 2 people. Well, major players. Major. They brought in 2 major players.
You can say that major. Yes, you can say, bro. After that, they got Cedi Osman. He's a buy-in player. They got even the roster.
Where is he at now?
I've never said the roster was good. The roster was still, but they still got more. They got more players that were willing to buy into the system.
Who else bought in?
Doug McDermott. They got Doug McDermott.
That's 5. So that's 5.
Cedi.
That's 5. Okay. Cedi. So we got 5 buy-in players right now there, right?
And then now next year you have Blake Wisely. You have next year was Brenningham. Next year was Champagnie. So now you have a lot of players who were the rookies who came over. They're playing key important roles on this team. So now they're gonna buy in because they want more tick. They want more time on the court. They got rid of a bunch of players who wasn't going to buy in, and now they have more players.
And this is last year's roster, right?
This is 2022, 2023, 2024. Yes, last year's roster.
And they were still ass. Okay. They were still butt. It doesn't like my thing is, this is all I'm just saying. You keep saying Chauncey Billups is this great coach, and he's developed. I don't see it. I don't see development because if that was the case, they would be better. They would be better. What about
it's the same thing with Jayson Kidd. When Jayson Kidd was first coaching and shit like that, Jayson Kidd teams weren't that good. I mean, he made the playoffs with the Bucks that year. I think he went 500 another year, but he got fired. He helped those players develop, and they still wasn't that good. And he got fired. Now he's on the Dallas Mavericks. It's the same thing. Jayson Kidd and Chauncey Billups, they're not the same exact coach, but they're the same coach as far as they're both brilliant. They both can help players develop individually, but the team has to buy in. That's the only way your team's going to be good, if they buy in.
We spent too damn long on the Blazers, bro, and they're trash.
That's because you said Chauncey Billups was a bad coach, and he's not. You said Willie Green was a good coach, and that nigga's terrible.
Who's been better? Who's been better the last couple of years? Answer the question.
Coaching wise, I'm still saying Chauncey Billups. They may have a better record than him, but I'm still saying Chauncey Billups.
Then how come if he's better? How come?
Because it takes talent to win. It takes talent to win.
I see a lot of talent on this team. I see DeAndre Ayton. I see Simons. I see Shaedon Sharpe.
Come on now, DeAndre Ayton got traded because he wasn't buying into the Suns.
Whoa! I heard you say he could basically be Joel Embiid. That's a talented player in my eyes.
That still doesn't take away from the fact that he's
still averaging a double-double. I mean, he's still playing. He's still averaging good numbers. So, I mean, he got some talent over there. I mean, I'm just saying, if you was that
talent
good,
has to buy in.
If he was this good of a coach, they will at least be fighting for a playing spot. They're not fighting for a playing spot. I don't think he's that good of a coach as you think he is. I don't think that. And that's why I think he's going to lose his job. If Willie Green lose the damn job, he lose the job too. I don't really care. I can care less about them. Willie Green has done a better job. Yes, he had better players. But if you think Chauncey Billups is this guy, they should be better than what they are. They should be, but they're not. They're still bad. They're still a bad team. That's why they deserve an F. The next team, the Utah Jazz, they deserve an F.
Yeah, they deserve an F too.
They haven't done
They
anything.
yeah, they have not done anything. And then on top of that, they have not. I don't think they've drafted well. Isaiah Collier, he was their best pickup. Keontae George has been in and out the lineup, and he hasn't really shown you guys anything. Yeah, they deserve an F.
The Utah Jazz, outside of Lauri Markkinen, who isn't even having a Lauri Markkinen type year. John Collins, I don't know what he's out there doing. Colin Sexton is okay. Jordan Clarkson's been in and out. Walker Kessler's had a good year because last year he wasn't really good last year. And they don't know if they want to make trades or not. But they're 10-29. That's basically third or fourth worst in the league. F.
Yeah.
Now the last team, the New Orleans Pelicans, I gave them an F plus, and I don't even think F plus exists. F plus.
Yeah, this is why I say they so tricky to grade, because it's like if we just going off what we've seen, of course they're an F. But
right,
bro,
man.
like injuries is that's literally all it is has been with them. Because if they weren't injured, they wouldn't even be 10-32 right now. They'd probably be in the play-in or fighting for the play-in.
I feel like I thought I was nice. You too damn nice, bro. At the halfway point, what are the Pelicans right now? They are 10-32. They are an F. There's no trickiness to this. Whatever you are now is what you are. You are an F. They have been terrible. They don't even fight. Even when they do have majority of their good players, they still be getting beat down. It don't matter. Even when they had DeJounte, CJ, and Trey Murphy, who's having a good year, still losing, bro. They are free W coupon. The Pelicans are F plus. They're terrible. All right. Let's get into these pick'ems and let's go. We are basically hitting the 3-hour mark. So let's do these pick'ems and let's get out of here. Thursday's NBA games. Pacers and the Pistons.
Pistons.
Give me the Detroit Pistons. Suns and the Wizards.
Suns.
Give me the Phoenix Suns. A rematch. Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I'm gonna go Thunder.
Even though there's no Isaiah Hartenstein, I think the Thunder get the revenge. Give me the Oklahoma City Thunder. Clippers and the Trailblazers.
Give me the Clippers.
Give me the Los Angeles Clippers and the Rockets and the Kings.
Give me the Kings.
Give me the Houston Rockets. Friday's NBA games. Hornets and the Bulls.
Hornets.
Give me the Chicago Bulls. Magic and the Celtics.
Celtics.
Give me the Boston Celtics. Timberwolves and the Knicks.
Knicks.
Give me the New York Knicks. Nuggets and the Heat.
Nuggets.
Give me the Denver Nuggets. Raptors and the Bucks.
Bucks.
Give me the Milwaukee Bucks. Jazz and the Pelicans.
Give me the Pelicans.
Give me the New Orleans Pelicans. Thunder and the Mavericks.
Thunder and Mavericks. Oh, Thunder.
Give me the Oklahoma City Thunder. Grizzlies and the Spurs.
I'm going to go Spurs.
Give me the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja gets an actual dunk on Wemby. Nets and the Lakers.
Lakers.
Give me the Los Angeles Lakers. Saturday's NBA game. Suns and the Pistons.
I'm going to go Pistons.
Give me the Detroit Pistons. Hawks and the Celtics.
Celtics.
Give me the Boston Celtics. 76ers and the Pacers.
Give me the Sixers.
Give me the Indiana Pacers. Wizards and the Warriors.
Warriors.
Give me the Golden State Warriors. Cavaliers and the Timberwolves.
Give me the T-Wolves.
Give me the Cleveland Cavaliers. Rockets and the Trailblazers.
Rockets.
Give me the Houston Rockets. Sunday's NBA games. Bulls and the Trailblazers.
Trailblazers.
Give me the Chicago Bulls. Spurs and the Heat.
Spurs.
Give me the San Antonio Spurs. Nuggets and the Mavericks.
Nuggets.
Give me the Denver Nuggets. 76ers and the Bucks.
Give me the Bucks.
Give me the Milwaukee Bucks. Nets and the Thunder.
Give me the Thunder.
Give me the OKC Thunder. Lakers and the Clippers.
I'm gonna say Clippers.
Give me the Los Angeles Lakers. Wizards and the Kings.
Kings.
Give me the Sacramento Kings. Monday's NBA games. Bulls and the Clippers.
Clippers.
Give me the Los Angeles Clippers. Mavericks and the Hornets.
Mavericks.
Give me the Dallas Mavericks. Pistons and the Rockets.
Rockets.
Give me the Houston Rockets. Timberwolves and the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Give me the Memphis Grizzlies. Hawks and the Knicks.
Hawks.
Give me the New York Knicks. Suns and the Cavaliers.
I'm gonna go Suns.
Give me the Cleveland Cavaliers. Celtics and the Warriors.
Celtics.
Give me the Boston Celtics. Jazz and the Pelicans.
Pels.
Give me the New Orleans Pelicans. Tuesday's NBA games. Knicks and the Nets.
Knicks.
Give me the New York Knicks. Trailblazers and the Heat.
Trailblazers.
Give me the Miami Heat. Magic and the Raptors.
Magic.
Give me the Orlando Magic. 76ers and the Nuggets.
Will Joel play? I'm gonna go Sixers.
Give me the Denver Nuggets. Wizards and the Lakers.
Lakers.
Give me the Los Angeles Lakers. And last but not least, Wednesday's NBA games. Pistons and the Hawks.
Pistons.
Give me the Detroit Pistons. Suns and the Nets.
Suns.
Give me the Phoenix Suns. Timberwolves and the Mavericks.
T-Wolves.
Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves. Cavaliers and the Rockets.
That's gonna be a good game. I think the Cavs gonna pull it out though.
Give me the Houston Rockets. Hornets and the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Give me the Memphis Grizzlies. Bucks and the Pelicans.
Bucks.
Give me the Milwaukee Bucks. Jazz and the Thunder.
Thunder.
Give me the OKC Thunder. Warriors and the Kings.
Warriors.
Give me the Sacramento Kings. And last but not least, the Celtics and the Clippers.
Celtics.
Give me the Boston. Give me the Boston Celtics. And that is it for the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms. Maybe TikTok. We don't know. We got 2 days left. But on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also on Spotify. Subscribe to us on Spotify. This was our first 3-hour podcast. This is first 3 hours ever. It was a long time. And that's honestly because we was talking about the damn Blazers for that damn long. But that's what we do. We don't sit here and talk about the mainstream teams. We can talk about any team, any weak team, any good team, any mid team. That's what we do. But like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast. Thanks to the people that was in the chat. I saw about 7-8 people, I think. But thank you guys for coming into the chat, just popping in. And a sneak peek of what we will do. We will give you guys our all-star teams because the starters will be announced next Thursday. So we will do that. So that is a sneak peek. But that is it for us. We will see y'all next time.